The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping on the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Michigan.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the show. We got a lot to get to today. I want to know whether or not the Lions are overcompensating for one thing regarding the offense. And I want to compare Jared Goff to a quarterback who's won a Super Bowl and did it a very specific way, because with the regression that we've seen on the offensive line, I think the Lions have to pivot and start operating under a different umbrella and kind of shift what their mentality is on offense, how to prioritize that. So we're going to get to that, but give me 10 minutes on the Pistons right here, because, oh my God, I promise, 10 minutes, we'll get to the Lions, but the Pistons are now 6-2. They're one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, and there is no sign of slowing down. What all the old heads say, defense wins championships. How about this? Number 3 defensive rating in the NBA, only behind San Antonio, who has maybe the best defensive player we've seen in ever in Wemby. And then we have Oklahoma City, number 1 defensive rating, who is the defending champs, one of the best defensive teams we've ever seen last season. The Pistons are number 3, and it's for a handful of different reasons. But I'll start with these two, Isaiah Stewart and Asar Thompson. Asar Thompson, the one-on-one stuff that he's doing, the stuff he's doing in the lanes, or just deflecting passes. He's 41 of them on the season, which is the 4th most in the NBA. It feels like it's impossible to score on this guy one-on-one. And if you thought it was hard to score on him, let's take Isaiah Stewart and bring him into the picture. Isaiah Stewart's contested 93 shots this season. The defense that this team collectively is playing right now is amongst the best in the league. Here's a stat for you. 54% opponent field goal percentage under 5 feet. everyone tries to attack Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren at the rim, and they think they're going to be able to get there. But Isaiah Stewart repeatedly, night in, night out, is just rejecting people left and right. Only one player in the NBA has more blocks than him right now, and that would be Victor Wembanyama. This Pistons defense is suffocating. This Pistons defense is all over the place, and it's led to a win over the Jazz last night. Cade Cunningham, Mr. Fourth Quarter, gets it done again, leads the NBA in fourth quarter scoring. Pistons are putting on a defensive clinic lately, Kyle, and there's no sign that that's going anywhere right now.
Yeah, it has been amazing to watch this first stretch of the season for Detroit, just defensively, what they bring. We knew last season that they established an identity defensively, but this season they've taken that identity and maximized it. Absolutely, with the double big lineup we've seen the last couple of games, with Tobias Harris out, Isaiah Stewart, and Jalen Duren. It's a dog pound. No one wants to go against the dog pound. I was telling you this pre-show, but man, I lick my chops every time Isaiah Stewart gets a switch onto a guard. Because the guards just think they can take him off the dribble. They think they can blow by him. They think they can hit a step back on him. And Isaiah Stewart is not your traditional shot-blocking big. He can guard on the perimeter against these guards. He does it time and time again. When are they ever going to learn? And so as far as, man, you take takeaways from the beginning of this season, and we can talk about, the fourth quarter clutchness of Cade Cunningham, the emergence of Ron Holland, how Asar Thompson continues to be one of the best defenders in the league. But for me, it's how much Isaiah Stewart has stepped up, obviously offensively as a stretch player and playing next to Jalen Duren. But defensively, he looks like one of the 10 best defenders in the league right now.
Is it going to be shocking to you that if by the end of the season, the Pistons have 2 All-Stars in Jalen Duren, who has another 20-20 game yesterday, and Cade Cunningham, but then on the flip side of things, maybe those 2 guys are the All-Stars, but when the season's done, we have 2 guys on the All-NBA defensive teams in Asar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart? Because I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was the case, the way that those 2 guys are playing, not just on the perimeter, not just underneath the basket, but both. Like Isaiah Stewart's, 6'9"? He's
6'8".
6'8", 6'9". He's not that tall, but his feet move so quickly, and he can stay with all these guards, and he's got this ginormous wingspan. People try to dunk on him, and this big chest, they just come bouncing off of him. And then Asar Thompson, of course, is just this freak athlete. We've talked about it time and time again. The offense is coming along in a way that we kind of thought going into the year, and then the first 2 games, it was like, are we sure? And then sure enough, like this has been a breakout year for both Asar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart, which is funny because, he's in his 6th season now? His 5th season?
5th season.
And he continues to get better on a year-to-year basis. He adds something to his game every single year. And now it's gotten to the point where he's one of the 10 to 15 best defenders in the NBA to start the season. I mean, only Wemby has more blocks than him right now, which is, you kind of have to compare that on a different scale.
It is his 6th season, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, 6th season. So, look, Wemby's over there. He's doing his own thing. He's going to lead the league in blocks every single year that he's in the league.
Of course.
For Isaiah Stewart to be like second place, which is really just like first place in the non-Wemby category, I don't know why people keep trying to go at him at the rim. It just doesn't work out, yet people try to do it over and over again, and they find out the hard way. Keep attacking him. As a Pistons fan, I love it.
Yeah, especially when he can also get it done on the perimeter as well. And this is not like a dig at Asar Thompson or anybody else on this team, but Isaiah Stewart has straight up been the 3rd best player on the Pistons this season.
For sure.
Which is crazy to say, because coming into the season, he was the backup center. And he probably still is the backup center. I mean, that's just his role. Tobias Harris is out. I assume he just goes back to that once Tobias returns. Still going to play a ton of minutes and play this double big lineup with Duren for sure. But wow, he has been incredible to watch. Last night was an awesome game. Obviously, it's against a Jazz team that you're supposed to beat and everything. But, man, when they go on these stretches where the defense is just possession after possession, making plays, and it results in scores on the other end, like the way they ended the first half yesterday, that fourth quarter, the start of the fourth quarter run that they go on, it all gets sparked by the defense. They make plays defensively. It's not just getting stops. It is making plays that truly shift how stretches of the game go.
Early on in the game, when Keontae George was trying to bring the ball up, and Asar was just like, I'm actually just going to take this from you. Like, they inbounded it to Keontae George. He has the ball. I don't even think he dribbled yet. And Asar just takes it from him and goes and dunks from the other side. It's like, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Keontae George is just starting NBA point guard. I mean, he's not an all-star by any means, but point guards aren't supposed to just get the ball stolen from them before they even put it on the floor. And that's the kind of stuff that Asar Thompson's doing just because his athleticism is overwhelming to a lot of these inexperienced guards, like a Keontae George. That doesn't even, I mean, we haven't even talked about Cade's defense, who's amongst the top in the NBA in terms of blocks, his protection of the rim. It's everyone. But your point of Isaiah Stewart kind of being the third best player on the team so far this season behind Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren, it's the versatility and what he allows everyone else to do. Like him shooting 36% from three right now, or 35% from three, allows them to play that double big lineup, right? It allows them to bring that size to the table. It allows Asar Thompson to kind of initiate offense and break down a defense, get into the paint because you're not worried about everything being bogged down in the middle. Just the versatility that he brings and all the different things. I mean, shoot, he might be the second most well-rounded player on the team.
I mean, he
other
probably
than Cade.
is. He still isn't a guy you don't want to have the ball like dribbling around very much in the perimeter, but still, like you mentioned, it's not just the near 40% from three on the season now. It's on nearly 4 attempts as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's just shooting once or twice a game. Like, it is consistently now at this point. I think after the first game of the season, if you would have told us that the Pistons are going to be at this point 6-2, when they still really haven't shot in the three ball well as a team, they still don't have a consistency from behind the arc, they still don't have Jaden Ivey, Tobias Harris has missed games. Like, if you would have said all of those things, and they're still 6-2 at this point and about to play the Brooklyn Nets, the worst team maybe ever on Friday, that makes you feel pretty good.
I would have thought Cade was scoring 35 a game.
Yeah, that's
and
a
that
great
hasn't
point.
been the case.
Cade, I think obviously has definitely found it these last couple of games. He's had multiple 30-point games in a row now to this point. But it's not like he's still just coming out here and torching the whole game. He's just been great in the fourth quarter.
No, I think what he's unlocked, and there's very few players that reach a level where they're able to do this. Like the best examples are like LeBron and Luka, ironically teammates now, who they can just control the pace of the game the entire time and just be kind of manipulative of what the defense is doing. Even when they're not scoring, they're just kind of controlling the game. Like Chris Paul used to do this all the time. And Cade has reached that level to where even when he's not scoring, he's just in control. And you see that with the assists per game. He's 9.6 assists per game right now, which is third. 17.8 potential assists per game, which is second in the NBA, only behind Jokic. And then the 67 passes per game I thought was interesting because that's kind of the Jokic stat, right? He leads the league in passes every single season because he gets the ball, he gets rid of it, and he's finding the open guy. And for Cade to be right at the top of that in total passes per game, it just shows you the level that he's gotten to. He basically is in cruise control and making sure everyone else eats and kind of picking the defense apart and toying with them for 3 quarters. And then by the time the fourth quarter rolls around and he's kind of lulled them to sleep, the defense, at least in terms of expecting him to be aggressive and score, that's when he puts his foot on the gas, and that's why he leads the NBA in fourth quarter scoring right now. It's kind of amazing to watch because it's not checkers anymore from Cade Cunningham. He's playing chess.
Clutch player of the year, potentially.
Absolutely. I was dumbfounded by the defense last night. So, and for another game for Cade to come out, just torment them in the fourth quarter, I thought it was electric. I do want to get back to one more Pistons thing a little bit later on because they were going up against a player who has been heavily rumored to be a Piston. And if that player ends up on the Pistons, former All-Star, I really think we're talking about this team as an Eastern Conference final contender. You mentioned Jaden Ivey hasn't suited up yet for the Pistons. I'm fine with if he never does. Right? Tobias Harris has missed the last 2 games. Isaiah Stewart's been good enough at the 4 to where I'm actually okay if Tobias doesn't come back. He's going to. Ivy's probably going to play again. But if those 2 guys end up getting shipped off for an upgrade, I'm completely content with it because the Pistons have proved that they can win without those 2 players. 989-837-6125. Simple question. Can the Lions win a Super Bowl with this offensive line? I'll tell you why and how when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9. The mid 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends at Iron Stack Technologies. Strong businesses, well, they need strong tech, and that's where Iron Stack comes in. Locally owned in Midland, they keep your IT rock solid from cybersecurity to cloud services and everything in between. Think of them as like an invisible backbone to your business, like Isaiah Stewart's been the backbone to the Detroit Pistons defense. No capes, just smarter solutions. Whether you're a small shop, growing company, Iron Stack makes sure your tech doesn't crumble under pressure. Iron Stack Technologies, strong, steady, and built to keep you moving forward.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At IronStack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. IronStack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
It's the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mid. This month's recipient is Max Stecker from Midland High School. With a 4.6 GPA, Max was a state-ranked discus and shot put thrower, and the SVL Blues 2024 Player of the Year in football. Max credits his parents for instilling the work ethic in athletics and academics.
Both my parents, my mom was a teacher, so over the summers I'd be doing math packets, everything like that, staying on top of things. And then, my dad would always just, be the really big encourager as far as sports go and stuff like that.
Max is now attending Northwood, a member of the Timberwolves football and track and field team. He's majoring in accounting and finance. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete, as we are now taking applications for our 2025-26 scholarship program, visit 1009themit.com.
At Aird Insurance Group, they're more than just policies. They're your trusted partners in protecting what matters most.
Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, their team takes the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage for your unique situation.
With personalized service and unbeatable rates, Aird Insurance Group makes protecting your future easy.
Call Aird Insurance Group today and see why their clients trust them to keep them covered.
Aird Insurance Group.
The experience matters.
He got him! That's 3 of them! The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Saturday season early November top 25 matchup. The 1-0 22nd ranked MSU hosts number 14 Arkansas. The Spartans and Razorbacks. Coverage starts Saturday at 6, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford. From Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mid is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mid, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
989-837-6125. I promised you we'd get right into the Lions. Let's do that. Can the Lions win the Super Bowl with this offensive line? Jared Goff right now is a 26.3 pressure rate in the NFL. It's not very good. In fact, it's the fourth worst in the NFL. Right now, Jared Goff is taking 2.6 seconds to throw the ball on average. If the Lions are going to go on a run in the postseason and really figure this thing out, I think they kind of have to shift game plans, right? They have one more chance this week against the Commanders to try to figure out this rushing attack. But if they're not going to be able to do it, I think they have to try to start to shift their focus a little bit. And there's one offense in the last 5 years that comes to mind as to what they should be trying to replicate. If Jared Goff's going to be constantly under pressure, he should be getting rid of the ball as fast as possible. And there's a certain quarterback who won a Super Bowl in the last 5 years that did that to perfection, that had an average offensive line, that ranked 14th in PFF's pass blocking grade. That quarterback is Tom Brady. Tom Brady, in his season in which he won the Super Bowl with Tampa, got rid of the ball 2.41 seconds on average in the playoffs. That was the third highest in the NFL, only behind Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers. What a time to be alive. I don't think Jared Goff can sit back in the pocket and try to wait for J-Mo to be open down the field anymore if he's going to be under constant pressure from the middle, whether it's Graham Glasgow or Tate Ratledge or Yodi filling in for Christian Mahogany, who maybe or maybe isn't coming back this season. If Jared Goff's going to be under constant pressure, which he has been this season more than any other year he's been with the Lions, then we got to develop a really quick passing game. And I'm not saying abandon the run, but get some creative stuff going. No more running it right up the middle. Look at what the Tom Brady Tampa Bay Buccaneers did in 2020. That was, hey, snap me the ball in the shotgun, get rid of it. And it's quick stuff, and you've got the weapons to do it. You've got the guys like St. Brown who can run these easy slant routes. You got the guys like Laporta who can just wall guys off. And let's dink and dunk our way up and down the field for the foreseeable future. Because one thing I think I can confidently say is they're not going to be as explosive as an offense as they have been in years past. With Jameson Williams taking deep shots and Jared Goff having all the time in the world to sit back in the pocket and kind of take up these chunk plays. Sam Laporta 15 yards down the field. Amon-Ra 20 yards down the field. J-Mo 50. I don't think that's happening anymore with this offensive line. So if you're going to shift that focus, I think the team to replicate and try to, make your own is that Tampa Bay 2020 offense when Tom Brady was just getting rid of the ball as fast as possible. And the ironic part about that is for a year and a half, I've been comparing Jared Goff to Tom Brady because I think Jared Goff is the last true pocket quarterback in the NFL, the last true system quarterback in the NFL where he kind of helps design the offense. It's a lot of pre-snap stuff. He's just sitting there and kind of playing 3D chess, same way Tom Brady used to do, because it's not like either of those guys relied on their athleticism. They just checked, read the defense, and made the right play and made it really simplistic, yet that's very difficult to do in today's NFL because everyone just wants to run around and buy themselves some extra time and do the Mahomes off-script stuff. Jared Goff's the definition of playing on script, and so is Brady. And I think the comparison just goes another level right here. Let's try to replicate that offense and get rid of the ball as soon as possible. Jared Goff, lowest time to throw. That's what I want to see.
Well, that's always been something that Goff has done pretty well too, right? That's why he's so good against the blitz, is because he's used to be really good at getting rid of the football against the blitz. And by used to be, I mean just it hasn't been as good this season just because the offensive line hasn't been as good. So, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you here. The issue is, like, Jared Goff isn't Tom Brady. Like, the idea of it makes sense. Him being, like, a Super Bowl winning quarterback like Tom Brady, who did it 7 times, is much easier said than done. But the philosophy behind it makes a ton of sense as far as playing the same style as him. Because, yeah, like you said, that Tampa Bay team that season was clearly very hindered on their offensive line. The good news is they had that Super Bowl winning quarterback in Tom Brady. That's always been the biggest question with Jared Goff, and I'm not trying to like start a different conversation, but it's like, can you actually win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff? You add that into the fact of this new question: can the Lions win the Super Bowl with their current version of the offensive line? And so those two questions combined into one, to me, feels like the answer's got to lean towards no, unless they make a shift.
I think they can win with this personnel, with this offensive line personnel, but not under what they've been doing the last few years where they're trying to pick up more explosive plays. Like, everyone wants to say the Lions have been a dink and dunk offense. They really haven't. The last couple of years, Jared Goff has been at the top of the NFL in terms of 20-plus yards down the field throws. Like, this has been a very ultra-aggressive offense the last few years. And that hasn't been the case this year because he hasn't had the time to let Jameson Williams get himself open down the field. And I know Laporta has benefited a few times from the big play, but if he's going to be under constant pressure, I think there needs to be a shift in the focus of how this offense is built, and this seems to be the perfect model to replicate.
True, but it just does feel like that is what these Lions offensive playmakers are built for, is the humongous plays, right? The explosive plays. That's the whole point in having a Jameson Williams, and Jahmyr Gibbs obviously is Mr. Explosion himself.
And maybe they can get back to that next year, but is there really any signs that Jared Goff's going to be able to sit back and dissect a defense for more than 2.5 seconds?
Right.
I want that ball out quick right now. I want him to not take any sacks, and that hasn't been the case the last few weeks.
True. Does that fix the issues in the run game as well? You know, that is just as big of an issue to me as Goff not having the time in the pocket. Is them not being able to run the ball in between the tackles.
I think in years past they've been a run-pass team, a team that wants to set up the run to set up the pass and the play action. But maybe that has to shift to where it's now you're passing the ball to set up the run, and
it's hard to move off that.
And instead of being a big personnel team, you're maybe doing a little bit more 3 receiver sets, and Laporta's out wide a little bit more. That way you're kind of forcing teams to spread out, and then you hit them with an inside zone with Jahmyr Gibbs from the gun.
True, but it's just you have this running back duo that you're so confident in. And we talk about it's the best running back duo in the league, and that's why they've been so run, pass. And so to just abandon what you've been built on offensively these last couple of years, and I guess that's kind of the whole point of this segment is to talk about switching things up offensively. I mean, at the end of the day, they still are 5-3, one of the better teams in the NFL, so it's not like they need to just destroy everything they've done to this point this season. But yeah, with Mahogany going out and clearly playing against any sort of playoff caliber defense led by a smart guy defensively is going to cause issues for this current version of the Lions offense. So, yeah, I mean, probably dialing it up to get the ball out of Goff's hands quickly is definitely something they got to do more of.
One thing I think we thought after week 2 is, hey, we don't need Ben Johnson. Like, we've got Johnny Morton, and they're able to put up points. Well, you have to be able to adapt, and one thing I don't think the Lions have done a good job of adapting to this year is, okay, if there's going to be constant pressure from the interior, how do we shake this thing up? How do we make sure the offense doesn't run stale? And it feels like it's lacked a lot of creativity there. I am very much in a pusher for let's switch things up a little bit. I'm not going to be in lockstep in handcuff myself to the identity that the team has had the last couple of years. Like, even look at the Chiefs. And I know this is a terrible example because the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, but how many times has their identity shifted since Patrick Mahomes came on the scene? They were this explosive offense, all these big-time plays. Then they became the dink and dunk offense, and now it's kind of a hybrid version of that. They've gone in so many different chapters of who they are on a year-to-year basis, and that's because they have one of the best adapters and play callers in the NFL in Andy Reid. Now, obviously, the Lions don't have that anymore at the helm calling plays on offense, but they've got to have some version of it and not be so tied to what has led them to success in the past, right? The NFL is an always evolving league. You got to be able to adapt to the new trends and counters to that, and it feels like the Lions have not really been playing. I keep using the chess analogy today, but it feels like they've been playing checkers. Hey, we're really good at this. Let's keep doing it. Okay, now you're struggling at that. What's the move? What's the move that John Morton's able to do to help this offense not become as stagnant as it's been?
And it's not a lot to ask Jared Goff either, because the correlation that you've made is one is to Tom Brady and one is to Patrick Mahomes. So
Seems fair.
Obviously putting Jared Goff in that conversation might be a little bit of a stretch. But it's not like you're asking Jared Goff to do anything that he'd be uncomfortable doing or to do anything that is like out of his realm. Getting rid of the football quickly, it's something we've seen him do a lot. And so if that's something that the Lions offense has to shift towards, it's hard to do that in the middle of the year. It's something you kind of game plan for on a week-by-week basis. But we'll see. And they have a chance against this Commanders defense maybe to get some things right on Sunday, because this Commanders defense has clearly been hobbled and banged up as well, and not nearly as to the level as Minnesota was, who we just played. So maybe there's a chance to try to test some stuff out on Sunday and get things right offensively up front in that line.
Jared Goff has he's 7th in the NFL right now, and really he's 4th amongst starters behind Rodgers, Stafford, and Flacco. Dalton and Kirk Cousins and Wilson ahead of him too. But in terms of games started, if he's going to have to adapt on the fly and shift what the focus of the offense is, rather than sitting in the pocket and letting plays develop downfield, and now it's more so just a quick get the ball out, dink and dunk, let's move one play at a time and go on these 13-play drives where we're doing a lot of, hey, we picked up 6 yards here, 5 yards there. So be it. I think Jared Goff's totally capable of doing it, and I don't know if the Lions' offensive line is capable of protecting him long enough to take these deep shots down the field. So I'm close to being ready to abandon that part of the offense until the offensive line proves that they can protect Jared Goff for long enough. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Minute. A lot to get to today. Still got our NFL spread picks coming up later on in the show. Still got John Vicari, who's going to join us later on to do that. We've got our Mint messages as well. Should be a fun show, so stick with us here on 100.9 The Mitt. The Ben Bosscher Show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, the siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and protect your home for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Leaky gutters?
No problem.
Shabby shingles?
We got this.
Remodeling?
Yup, that too.
Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair, your roof, gutter, and remodeling experts.
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
Call my dad, 989-529-8167.
Hey, sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan, featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. I'm Kevin Spencer, an Edward Jones financial advisor here in Midland. Let's work together on an investment strategy for long-term results. While you can't control market volatility, you can control your financial future.
Call Kevin Spencer, your local Edward Jones financial advisor in Midland, 989-832-8428, or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Broken appliance? Don't panic. Call Mr. Appliance. With a 4.9-star Google rating, our expert service professionals deliver speedy service with a 1-year done-right promise, so you can count on long-lasting repairs. We treat your home or business with care, no mess, and no trace left behind. Ask about our appliance wellness program to keep things running smoothly year-round. Visit us online at MrAppliance.com for easy online scheduling and local contact information. Mr. Appliance, speedy, trusted, guaranteed.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
3 teams have the NFL's best record of 7-2, including the Denver Broncos. They host the Las Vegas Raiders tonight. Coverage at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Bel Air Brown, Dragon's Milk, Mad Hatter, Purple Gang, and Huma Loopalicious. These are names that let the imagination run wild and let the taste buds take a stroll. Welcome to the craft beer craze in Michigan. Bolstered by the Great Lakes and nurtured by the glacier-rich soil, here awaits a brewer's paradise. With fresh hops growing tall in the Old Mission Peninsula and fresh barley fields sweeping the mitten, Michigan ranks 5th in the nation in the number of breweries, microbreweries, and brew pubs. From Good Harbor Golden to Whitefish Bay Wheat, from Motown Lager all the way to Park Bench Porter, Michigan is serving up a frosty glass of perfection. Whether you want to take in a game with a Two-Hearted Ale or just sit on a front porch sipping a Steelhead Red, let's tap into life at its fullest and treat ourselves to a taste that's pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
989-837-6125. Welcome back in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. Kyle, let's do the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
All right, welcome back to the news.
Hey.
Thursday edition today.
Oh.
Yep, it's Thursday. That's right. In case you forgot, let's take a look at the community calendar, as always, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Ben, I know you and I kind of both said we're out on any sort of holiday activities pre-Thanksgiving, right?
Like Christmas stuff, yeah.
Yeah, we're out on that.
Prefer it to be after Thanksgiving. Honestly, I'm a no Christmas until December 1st kind of person.
Which is essentially after Thanksgiving. There's 3 days in between there?
Depends on the year. I think this year there's a whole week.
It's like the 27th.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I at least have the brain capacity to realize other people do enjoy Christmas pre-Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're one of those people, tomorrow there's a downtown Midland holiday open house all day, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. going on in downtown Midland. Christmas themed. So if you want to go check that out, go ahead and do it. Okay, getting over to sports news here. Big news dropping yesterday right after the show. U of M will no longer be playing their season opener next year against the school from the west side of the state in Germany. They're not going to be playing it in Germany. They're still playing the Broncos, but they will be playing it at Ann Arbor after some backlash about a home game getting taken away from the fans. They didn't like the idea of it, so they're not doing it anymore. It's been scratched.
Yeah, two schools, 2 hours apart, going 13 hours away to play a game. It never made any sense, so I'm glad that this thing's not going to be international. Now, Michigan, Ward Manuel still said that they want to play an international game at some point, because I think that'd be a good thing for the University of Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan is a kind of a global brand
It just made no sense to play Western over there. That's where I think you lost a lot of people.
Right. Like play a bigger game over there, you're saying?
Not even a bigger game, just not a team that plays
opponent,
2 hours away. That doesn't help anybody.
Right. So, yeah, that won't be happening anymore. We'll see if they end up having any games over in Germany. Remember, head coach Sharon Moore still suspended for this game. Whether it's in Germany, Ann Arbor, wherever the hell it's going to be at, he will be on the couch. Just keep that in mind. And then maybe we'll be done with everything with that whole situation.
I
Probably
pray.
not. NBA news last night, Spurs and Lakers went at it. Wembanyama fouls out and struggles offensively in Luka's return as the Lakers move to 7-2 on the season.
Without LeBron, hasn't played a single game.
And Luka missed a good
too.
amount of games, yeah.
Luka's on another level right now, man. I talked about Cade kind of operating in a chestnut checkers way, controlling the pace of play. Luka's the definition, he's the prime example of that right now. There is no slowing that Lakers team down as long as Luka Doncic is on the floor. And this is probably
Lakers finals going to feed families, man, just like 04.
This is probably the worst supporting cast Luka's had, and it hasn't mattered. They're winning out in the West.
Their team's not very good.
No, and Luka's just putting the team on his back every single game.
Like Greg Jennings.
Yes, like Greg Jennings.
More NBA news. The Oklahoma City Thunder were the NBA's lone undefeated team. That is no longer, as the Portland Trailblazers, led by not the guy sitting to Ben's left and Chauncey Billups, led by Tiago Splitter, beat OKC in a late thriller for the Thunder's first loss of the season. So no more teams in the NBA left undefeated. Man, everybody was already talking how long is OKC going to be undefeated for? Are they going to go 20-0, 30-0? No.
What was the Warriors' record? They went 24-0 to start the season in 15 or 16. I think something like that.
When Milwaukee broke it. Yeah, I remember
it was
that.
Crazy.
Right. The Lakers had started 33-0, I think, one year, way back when. But
yeah, with Kareem.
Yeah.
No, that was with Jerry West, wasn't it?
I thought it was with Kareem. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, obviously the Thunder are not going to be catching that. Still could obviously have a tremendous record. If you were wondering, though, there's also no winless teams left in the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets picked up a win the other night against the Indiana Pacers. So that's who the Pistons got next. The Pistons are back in action on Friday against the Nets in Brooklyn. That's at 7:30. And then Red Wings update. They're also back in action on Friday at 7 against the Rangers. So nothing going on tonight as far as your teams to watch, but we got Thursday Night Football tonight, Ben. Raiders, Broncos. Odd Thursday night game.
Divisional
Not
game.
odd, but
It's just a weird game for this audience. It's two teams from the West, two teams.
Yeah, does anybody care?
I do.
Well, I'm saying, like...
I mean, does anyone care?
obviously you
There's a lot
care.
of ball watchers out there that want to watch this game.
You're right.
Bo Nix. A lot of stock invested into this guy. Is he actually good? We'll find out.
I think he is good at this point, right?
Like
he's at least good.
He's at least good, but he also could be at the same time the thing that's holding back the Broncos from being like real contenders.
True. We'll see. All right, last night we had some action. We'll tell you the scores of that. Ball State beats Kent State 17-13, and Toledo in true Maction style mollywops Northern Illinois, who will be leaving the Mid-American Conference after this season 42-3. Good. We don't want you. Get out of here, Huskies. You deserved getting blown out.
Where are they going?
The Mountain West. Yes, they're joining the Mountain West.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Regionally.
Yeah, I mean,
Team from Illinois,
right.
out west.
Sure.
Sure, yeah, no, for sure. Is
Yeah.
it football or all sports?
It's all sports. It was only going to be, they wanted to only leave for football, and the MAC told them, you can't do that. So you're leaving for all sports.
Nice.
Which makes a ton of sense. Okay, last night, Alex Ovechkin made hockey history, becoming the first NHL player to score 900 goals. I don't know if you saw this clip, Ben, but he makes the 900th goal, and the Blues goalie, Jordan Binnington, stuffed the puck in his pants and tried to hide it. And it wasn't even as like a meme either. It wasn't like as like a joke, like, oh, he's not going to get his 900th. Like, he didn't want him to get it. He ends up getting it back, and they asked Ovechkin about it after the game. He was like, yeah, I got no comment on that whole thing.
Like, he didn't want the puck to be given back to Ovechkin.
Right. He wanted it to be like, oh, where'd the puck go? You know? Oh,
Do
darn
these
it,
people
he
not
couldn't find
realize
it.
there's cameras everywhere? That's the funniest part. They try to get away with stuff. Like, you guys realize no matter where you are, you're being filmed. You're in an arena.
Yeah, I saw this, and I was just like, because I figured it was like a joke. Like, oh, if he like is somehow if he's kind of buddies with Ovechkin or whatever, like, oh, he's not going to get the puck, haha, funny. No, he like legit thought he could get away with it. Couldn't. Okay, last night Russell Westbrook became he got his, seventh team to get a triple-double on. I saw the number 8 here, and it confused me. It was his 8th game of the season with the Kings. Already got a triple-double with him, and he passes Jason Kidd for the most rebounds ever by a guard. 8,725 rebounds. That's the most ever by a guard.
Yeah, I saw someone asked him about this post game, and he said, well, I'm the greatest rebounding guard of all time now. It's like, okay, I guess we can't argue that. I don't know. That doesn't sit right with me.
Why?
But
Who else is? He's
Oscar,
Mr. Triple-Double.
I know, but like, I don't know. Oscar,
16
Magic.
boards last night.
I get it. No one's better than him at rebounding as guards.
Right.
Also, yeah, sure. I guess that.
You
sure.
seem like you have an issue with this.
It's just there's just a lot of pad statting with him.
Sure. But nice to see him get another triple-double. 204th of his career. A little bit of Lions injury news. Both Josh Pascal and Miles Frazier's 21-day practice windows opened yesterday with the Lions, potentially getting some of those guys back. Man, getting Pascal back would be pretty big, Ben.
Getting Pascal back would be big in the way that he can play a variety of roles on the defense. They don't really need him to be that defensive tackle at all, but if he can be that guy that rotates in with Muhammad on the end, that's a nice little run-stuffing guy who can play in the earlier downs. So, yeah, that'd be nice to get him back. I doubt he's going to play this Sunday.
Right.
But a nice piece to get back anyway. It'd be really nice if they had Levi, but he's done for the year.
Correct. And then Miles Frazier, hopefully at some point, especially with this mahogany injury, maybe if he's healthy at some point, they feel confident enough to give him some run on that offensive line. We will see. That's still been really up in the air as far as what happened to him, with him never practicing all season. But at least his clock has been started now.
Yeah, it sounds like there's going to be a really long uphill journey for him to actually play this season, but not impossible.
Last thing on the news, Colts obviously acquiring Sauce Gardner. They actually hope that he will travel and play in Berlin this weekend as the Colts take on the Falcons early Sunday morning.
How did you just make a trade in our fantasy football league as you were reading the news?
Because I sent it earlier this morning, and it must have just gotten accepted.
Okay.
No, it's my assistant GM of the team.
That makes sense.
When I'm working, he handles all the trades and other things like that.
I got you. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove, masks that show you the underwater magic, and tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. The leaves are falling down. Make the cleanup easier on yourself. Save $20 instantly on select Craftsman V20 brushless outdoor power equipment kits. Select Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And a steal of a deal on an Ace gift card. Free $10 gift card when you buy a $50 gift card.
The high school football game of the week, presented by the Forward Corporation.
It's the district final round. The 9-1 Dow Chargers keep surging. They host the 5-5 East Lansing Trojans at Midland Community Stadium. Dow's looking for their first district title since 2015. Dow and East Lansing, pregame coverage at 6:50 Friday night.
Don't miss any of the action on the Great Lakes Bay Region's home for sports. Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt.
He got it! That's 3 of them!
The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Saturday season early November top 25 matchup. The 1-0 22nd ranked MSU hosts number 14 Arkansas. The Spartans and Razorbacks. Coverage starts Saturday at 6, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Looms. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Looms.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Pistons beat the Jazz yesterday. They looked good doing it too. This defense is lights out right now. But one guy I don't think they played particularly great defense against is a guy who it's really hard to play defense against because he's so tall, he's so skilled. That player is Lauri Markkanen, plays for the Jazz. He used to play for JB Bickerstaff when he was in Cleveland. This is a guy who's been heavily rumored to be going to the Detroit Pistons. At least it makes sense on paper. The Jazz are a tanking team. Trade away your all-star. Collect as many assets as you can. The Pistons, meanwhile, clearly can win without Jaden Ivey. I think the last two games they've shown, hey, I don't think they need Tobias Harris in the lineup as well to win. If you package those two guys together in 3 to 4 first-round picks, I'm like all in on doing that for Lauri Markkanen, who would join the team, instantly be the best shooter on the team. It'd be another option for Cade to kind of pick and roll, be another hub on offense. When Cade's out of the game, that's a form of offense. I cannot be more all in on the Lauri Markkanen trade package. Sorry, Ivy. Sorry, Tobias. Thank you for all that you've done, but take as many of the first-round picks as you'd like because I don't plan on ever picking in the top 10 as long as Cade Cunningham's on this team. So if you can, kind of sell the farm to go get Lauri Markkanen, Cade Cunningham, you still have this defensive identity, I don't really see why the Pistons wouldn't be an Eastern Conference contender. And if that's the case, in a finals contender as well. I know there's a lot of teams out west that are pretty scary, but if you had Lauri Markkanen in this team, which is just going to be rumored for the next 2-3 months until the trade deadline, I would be all in on this Pistons team this season. This is no longer a developmental year. This is a, hey, how far can we go this season? Because that would be a pretty significant upgrade. Tobias Harris turns into Lauri Markkanen, and then Jaden Ivey we haven't even seen him this year, and they're still 6-2. So I'm all in on that trade.
And it seems like with Jaden Ivey not suiting up yet this season, it makes it much easier to do from the Pistons' perspective. Because, if Ivey were playing, and obviously they're playing well with him, and they've gotten off to a good start, and he looks like he's bounced back from his injury well, then you wouldn't want to move off of him, But here's the issue. From the Pistons' perspective, I'm with you. This seems like an absolute no-doubter. Tobias Harris' contract, I've been preaching this all offseason. At some point, that contract feels like it has to get moved just from a salary standpoint. You have to take advantage of that being on the books right now because that money's going to be gone in the offseason because you're going to have to pay Jalen Duren and or Jaden Ivey. You are going to have to pay both if you want to bring them back. And so you have to use that money in a trade while you can. And so you have that Tobias Harris contract, $26 million, I believe it is, this season. And then you have Jaden Ivey. The issue is, from the Jazz perspective, Ivey's the main return piece in that, right? He hasn't played in what's going to be nearly a year by the time he does come back and is due for a new deal, which means no team is probably going to pay him. But what is that like? How do they pay them? Do they even value him highly because of that contract he's going to have to get?
Or is it just the 4 first-round picks that we send over that we're like, yeah, we'll take this and use it as – because, the first-round picks in the NBA get moved so frequently now that it's like the Jazz could take those picks and then turn them around and trade them for another asset.
Exactly.
I think they just want that to me is the more enticing thing because you're right. I don't know why they'd be all excited about getting Jaden Ivey who hasn't played in a year.
Right. But
I think the more enticing thing is, hey, now we have another 4 first-round picks to trade for another player.
At some point, though, they are a team that's like, man, we've already traded away so many dudes for a plethora of picks. They have all the Cavs picks. They have all the Timberwolves picks. They did it with the Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell trade. And then now we're going to trade away another all-star and just get a bunch of picks from another team. At some point, you have to realize – we are going to be at the top of the draft again because their team stinks. As much as they say every year, oh, we're not tanking this year. This is the year that we turn things around. They are praying to get the A.J. DeBonsa kid from BYU.
Mm-hmm.
Their owner, Ryan Smith, literally paid for A.J. DeBonsa to go to BYU, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
They want him on the Jazz more than anybody wants anybody. And so I think their best idea is hey, we're still going to stink anyways. We draft this kid who we think is going to be really good as a rookie, and now we have him and Markkanen and Kessler coming back next year, plus Ace Bailey. To them, that's probably their ideal thing going forward. So the Pistons probably have to overpay. I'm with you, though. From the Detroit perspective, this would be a home run. He's the perfect complementary piece to a Cade Cunningham. We haven't seen this version of Lauri Markkanen as the number 2 on a team yet, because he's been this all-star player for Utah. He's averaging like 30 points a game this season or something like that. But he wasn't this good when he was in Cleveland or Chicago.
It's like impossible to contest his shot on the outside.
Yeah.
When he lets it rip from 3, it's like we have this all-world defender in Asar and Stu, and you just can't contest his shot because it's 7 feet in the air when he's releasing it. 8 feet in the air.
He's an elite shooter, and then he also attacks the rim extremely well because of his size and just he is pretty, like, not pretty. He's extremely lengthy as well, and so
he touch around the rim, smart player, willing to dump it off, find the open guy. It's just like he's one of these savvy Euro guys. And they were talking about it on the broadcast yesterday, like maybe the best 7-foot shooter of all time.
Yeah. He solves, truly, he solves the Pistons' shooting issues that we talked about. The guy's attempting 10 threes a game right now, Ben.
That's crazy.
Shooting 10 a game. Like, the Pistons do need more shooting on the team, and so he solves that. He solves scoring. Like I said, we haven't seen this version of him as the number 2 on an offense yet. I think him and Cade as a duo would be awesome, and you can run the lineups with Markkanen, Stu, Duren. Like those those huge lineups.
Lauri Markkanen as the 3, the 7-foot 3.
Right. With Asar out there, and
with
obviously
Cade as the 1 at 6'7".
Yeah. And then you can run the lineups obviously with Duncan and Asar still out there with him, and just one of the bigs with Lauri Markkanen because he still is so huge. Like, you can run him with Stu. So
I'm not sure anybody would ever score if they were able to run those 3 guys out there together.
And this helps them more offensively than anything, though. So that's the best. That's the part why you want to do it. So yeah, from a Detroit perspective, this was something before the season that I was like, I don't know, because Lowry did have a little bit of a disappointing year last year. I think it was more of a
surrounded by duds.
One, I think it was more of a Utah Jazz, like, hey, let's try to get Cooper Flagg, like, we're really trying to stink. Lauri Markkanen, like, help us out a little bit here, and he missed a ton of time last season as well. This year, he's been incredible. I would love to do this. I just don't think Utah wants to do it personally.
How many first round picks until it's like, okay, for Utah, we kind of have to do this? Is it 5?
Well, here's the thing. You saw what Desmond Bane went for.
4 first-rounders.
He went for 4 firsts, and he's been terrible to start this season. And he's a worse player than Lauri Markkanen is.
Yeah.
So it starts at 4. But you do add in Jaden Ivey potentially. And
right.
Obviously the Grizzlies didn't get like a young piece in that trade.
They got KCP.
Right. So at least you getting Jaden Ivey, maybe that compensates as a first.
But I don't know what Jaden Ivey's value is at this point, not playing for over a year, and clearly the Pistons don't really need him. So what do other GMs think about that, where it's like, hey, the Pistons are willing to move this guy, and they haven't even seen him play on the floor yet? It'd have to be someone willing to take a risk.
I think he's viewed more of a risk than a reward right now.
Right.
With the contract due for. And then you have the flip side where Lauri Markkanen at one point, his contract last year was viewed as one of the worst in the league. He's making upwards of $50 million at the back end of it. Yeah, so... But right now, you're willing to pay that. Who cares? You know, the Pistons are really good. I think I'm all in on it. I bet Detroit is too.
There's
more so a Utah thing.
There's a blood in the water aspect with this Eastern Conference where, the Knicks and the Cavs, as we predicted going into the year, like those look like the 2 best teams in the East right now. Pistons are right up there at the top of the standings.
Chicago's at the top of the – I mean, it's the Bulls and the Pistons, 1 and 2 right now. What are we talking about? This is crazy.
Chicago's going to fall off
at
some point. I think they're pretty good. Just as a regular season team. The Pistons have the pedigree. They have the superstar player. And I said superstar, not just star. That is, to me, you add Lauri Markkanen in the mix, and we're right up there in terms of odds for the Eastern Conference as to what all the books think. That would be an enormous addition. So he's in the building last night. JB Bickerstaff was talking to him pregame. You see that? They're doing all buddy stuff on the bench. It's like, hey, you want to come?
Hey, he was the one that started the whole, like, I'm going to play Lowry with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen.
Right, they're just going to be enormous.
The 3 humongous guys.
Why not run it back?
Don't touch me, I'm sizzling.
989-837-6125. Pistons, second place in the Eastern Conference. They play the worst team in the NBA on Friday, which means there's a chance we wake up Saturday morning and the Pistons are the 1 seed in the East. How long can they hold on to it is going to be the question. 989-837-6125. More on the Detroit Lions when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mid. Are the Lions overcompensating for not having Ben Johnson? That's when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Midland Eye Care wants you to know, according to a recent study conducted by the AOA, the Optical Laboratories Association, and the Vision Council, nearly half of all glasses ordered online had either prescription errors or failed to meet minimum safety standards. Midland Eye Care offers a full-service optical department meeting all your eye care needs. So call your local Midland Eye Care and avoid incorrect prescriptions costing you time and money. Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and on East Washington and Freeland.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. If you are a business or a nonprofit organization wondering how to navigate today's technologies landscape, let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
Since 2007, the Michigan Baseball Foundation has invested over $1.8 million into our communities, supporting over 350 projects across 14 Michigan counties. From restoring Alma Little League fields to creating nature-based classrooms at the Chippewa Nature Center and enhancing accessibility at the middle of the Mitt Miracle Field, MBF is making a real difference. Every ticket to a Great Lakes Loons game helps fund these initiatives. Join us in building a stronger, more vibrant community. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Michigan. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
(989-837-6125). There's a simple term. It's called too many chefs in the kitchen, and I feel like that's what the Lions are potentially doing right now. No Ben Johnson, of course. How do they overcompensate for it? Well, they have Dan Campbell, who's much more involved in the offense than I think people realize. They have John Morton, the offensive play caller. They have the pass game coordinator, David Shaw, and they have the run game coordinator, Hank Fraley. Does anyone think that might be one too many people who kind of have a say in how this offense is being played out? Sometimes less is more, and I feel like this might be a case. I don't know why 4 different people, and then you have Scotty Montgomery, who's an assistant head coach, so 5 people in total probably have a say in what the offense is doing. Only one of them's calling plays, but it clearly has become stagnant this week and in years past and weeks past. What's going on with this offensive line, with this run game? What's the bigger issue, I guess, is my question. Is it the interior of the offensive line, or is it John Morton?
It's got to be the interior of the offensive line, right? I don't really think that's much of a debate.
I think they go hand in hand.
Think about the games where it has looked fine, though. You know, like there has been games. It's like every game this season, the O-line has been a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And the games that the O-line actually has given Goff some protection, they've gone crazy. Week 2 against Chicago. Like the game against Baltimore. Baltimore did nothing against Jared Goff.
But can you rely on playing? Those were all bad defenses. You can't rely on playing bad defenses once the postseason rolls around, and that's where I think scheme matters more than everything. I mean, we said this going into the year.
Well, the scheme matters because of the personnel, though.
Yeah, that's why I think they're twofold. So maybe it's an unfair question.
Sure.
I think they go hand in hand. But remember the conversation we had maybe after week 1 where it was like, we're not necessarily nervous about this regular season having 2 new play callers, but going up against a Sean McVay going up against, like, it's the Eagles team. In the playoffs, I think, is when it matters that you have two rookie play callers. It's not just two new coordinators. It's two guys who haven't really called plays in their careers. I know John Morton did for the Jets way back when, but that was short-lived and hasn't called plays since. Calvin Shepard's never done this in his career, but the defense is very much less of a worry right now, as much as the offense, which, ironically, like, I think we kind of predicted this going into the season too, that the defense could potentially outshine the offense. And maybe you can tell me I'm wrong because the Lions are still averaging the second most points per game, but I think that's kind of skewed by the 50-point game against the Bears. This offense has struggled at times, at least to what we're used to, and I think a lot of it is, this is the first week after the Vikings where I'm starting to look at the scheme a little bit of what's going on here. Why are we not able to run the football?
Right. Well, and I feel like that game specifically, you're starting to feel that way because they clearly were out-schemed by a guy that Ben Johnson and Jared Goff and everybody else in the Lions had out-schemed in the past. Like Brian Flores has always talked about as this elite guy that is going to dial up the perfect amount of blitzes and the perfect amount of pressure offensively to win the game from his defensive side. And Ben Johnson repeatedly had been able to counter that and stop that.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of owned him a little bit. It was always a good battle, but Ben Johnson always won the battle.
Every time.
Right. And Jared Goff won the battle and all of them, but it started with Ben Johnson. And so for us to get that kind of correlation, which I would say Johnson v. Flores was like the biggest rivalry that coordinators had with the Lions in the last couple of years. Like, that was just such a cool thing. So for John Morton to come in, filling in for Ben Johnson, get his first shot at that rivalry, quote unquote, and clearly lose it, that's probably why we're all feeling that way right now, right?
Yeah. Without a doubt. And I think, but this kind of goes into the Tampa Bay game as well.
True.
Like, this goes back to 2 games in a row where, I know they scored 24 points in back-to-back games, but the third downs have been
40 probably.
Yeah, the third downs have been very much problematic. Even the first downs to set yourself up for all these third and longs, like the run game specifically, it's just like they're not picking up these chunk plays. They're not having explosive plays on the ground. Even the enormous game that Jahmyr Gibbs had, the big plays were coming through when he caught the ball. Like, this more than just a week of being like, what's going on here? I've seen it too many times of them trying to run the ball right down the A gap or right into the C gap, and all you see is just Jahmyr Gibbs get lit up right at the line of scrimmage and picked up off of his feet. Like, I just want to see a little bit more creativity in the run game.
Yeah, I think we all do. I mean, especially with the amount of weapons and what they did last year. I mean, that's what we're always going to go back to when we are complaining about this style of offense and the scheme and everything being different with Ben Johnson versus John Morton. It's going to be what we looked like last year and what the Lions were able to do offensively, explosive play-wise, and dominate in the run game. And I'm just trying to zoom out a little bit because, like you said, it's easy to just look at the last 2 weeks, and maybe we should just look at the last 2 weeks because the Vikings and Buccaneers are 2 teams that you could potentially be playing in the playoffs. And so, yeah, that's probably why you can look at that. But there has been games this season where the Lions offense has been as good, if not better, than it was a year ago. So I'm not going to harp on it too difficultly right now, but I think once we get to, obviously, this Commanders game this week, good week opportunity to fix things up. But the following game, Ben, against Philly, that's going to be the real one where we're like, okay, this is the real test of, is John Morton and this offense really actually in a harsh spot right now, or have they fixed their issues?
Let's say this. Let's say it's back-to-back weeks, offense struggles, maybe they go 1-1. All right, they win this week. They beat the Commanders, don't look great doing it, and then they lose to Philly, and the offense is terrible. If you get the notification
Which is
from
potentially
Schefter,
likely.
If you get a notification from Schefter or whoever, and it's like, Dan Campbell is taking over play calling duties for the Detroit Lions, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, there's no way that happens, though, right?
I don't. This wouldn't be the first time they've made a play calling change in the middle of the season.
Right, I think it's a
This
little
wouldn't
bit.
be
I mean, that was that time when they did it. They were not in a good spot. They were bad.
But I think it flies under the radar a little bit that Dan Campbell does develop this offense, that he has called plays for the Lions before. I feel like no one gives him credit at all for being an offensive-oriented coach. And I'm not saying he's some genius, but he's called plays before. And the offense looked a lot better that season after they let go of Anthony Lynn and let him do that. Right? It's not like he's uninvolved in designing the offense of this game, of this team. is it a good thing or a bad thing if all of a sudden it's like Johnny Morton is or let's say this. Let's do a little bit more modest of a notification. Maybe this isn't Schefter worthy, but it's like John Morton's actually going to be down on the field calling plays this week. Then what? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That one's probably more of a good thing than your initial one. Because
Is it,
I think
does it just mean like,
they're trying to switch things up. They're trying to fix things, right?
Did it make a difference for Michigan State? It's like, oh, Rossi's down on the field now. It's like, cool, defense still stinks.
Sure, I mean, that Michigan State and Joe Rossi are just like terribly bad, though. So, I mean, that's a tough correlation. Look, this Lions offense is still second in the scoring or second in the league in points per game. Like, that's my thing, you know? You okay?
Jeez,
Breaking
man.
news?
Yeah, but don't hit the sounder.
Okay.
This is Marshawn Nieland, Western Michigan prospect.
Yeah, got drafted
a couple years ago.
Got drafted last year, right?
Has been with Dallas. Passed away.
What?
At the age of 24 years old. That just came across my timeline as we were doing that segment. This is a guy who, it was a prospect.
Yeah, 2024, second-round pick.
Second-round pick, Western Michigan, defensive end. Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Nieland died Thursday morning.
Didn't he score the touchdown in the game on Monday Night Football? That blocked punt?
Did he?
Against the Cardinals? I'm pretty sure. Oh, my goodness.
The team did not disclose any details on how Nieland died. Nieland was the Cowboys' second-round pick out of Western Michigan in 2024, 56th overall. Yeah, you're right. He scored the Cowboys' first touchdown, recovering a blocked punt in the end zone. Wow.
Dang, dude. That is actually awful. Wow. Rest in peace. That is actually terrible. 24 years old.
No details or anything as to why, but we just got that from ESPN. To lose a player, I mean, forget football for a second.
Of course.
To lose a guy in the middle of the season as a team, like for your teammates, that is...
Yeah, that's terrible.
I can't even...
That's so hard to recover from.
Comprehend anything like that. Wow. I think the news was originally broke by his agent. And Rappaport and Schefter and all these guys have been on it the last few minutes. I guess the initial notification happened a half hour ago. I guess we missed that in the news, but we got to it eventually. Wow. All right, let's take a quick timeout, reset, and come back with some more Detroit Pistons stuff, because I think the Cade Cunningham has shifted in a way where he's not necessarily a score-first guy the way that we initially thought he was, or at least not for the first three quarters of the game. Rest in peace, Marshawn Nieland, Cowboys' second-round pick last year out of Western Michigan. Wow. We'll take a quick timeout and come right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Great Lakes Loons. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Tired of floors that snore? Walls that whisper, meh? Premier Tile in Midland is here to spice things up one tile at a time. They've got backsplash that'll make your pasta jealous.
What?
Shower walls that'll actually sing in the morning. And floors so fabulous, you'll consider eating dinner off them. Stylish, affordable, slightly obsessed with grout. Visit Premier Tile, located between Stark and Sturgeon, right off US 10. Or at PremierTileStone.com.
Hey Midland, join the Silver Sneakers and Renew Active programs at the Midland Community Center, where fitness for seniors is fun and free. With Silver Sneakers and Renew Active, seniors 65 and older enjoy access to Greater Midland Community Center, North Family Center, and Coleman Family Center, all at no extra cost with eligible Medicare Advantage plans. Dive into all group fitness classes, exclusive Silver Sneakers classes, and our Greater Midland Walking Club. Get moving with Silver Sneakers and Renew Active at the Midland Community Center.
He got him! That's 3 of them.
The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Saturday season, early November, top 25 matchup. The 1-0, 22nd ranked MSU hosts number 14 Arkansas. The Spartans and Razorbacks. Coverage starts Saturday at 6, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt.
We got a game, boys.
This week on Sunday Night Football.
SoFi Stadium will see the 6-3 Los Angeles Chargers take on the 5-3 Pittsburgh Steelers on SNF. Both teams coming off a 27-20 win over their opponent in Week 9. Coverage at 7:30 Sunday night, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Don't miss a moment right here on Sports Radio 100.9. The Mitt. This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening, hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
If you served, we want you to get the health care and benefits you earned. We want you to come to VA.
There's never been a better time to apply. Under a new law called the PACT Act, we've expanded VA care and benefits to millions of people who served and their survivors.
No matter where you served or how long you served, check out va.gov/PACT to learn more about what VA can do for you and your family. Come to VA.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Just to kind of to wrap it all up. Marshawn Nealand, Grand Rapids native, Godwin Heights High School graduate, played football at Western Michigan. Passed away this morning. Details disclosed. Cowboys second-round pick. Just terrible stuff. But the fact that he's a Michigan native, I felt like I had to bring it up one more time. Didn't want to disrupt the show too much, but just want to do condolences one final time before we kind of move on and continue the show. But wow, that is really, really sad stuff. So maybe by the end of the show we'll have some updates from reporters as to what happened, but I doubt it. So let's just move forward. I don't think Cade Cunningham, I know it's difficult to just move forward like that, but we're going to try our best. Cade Cunningham, last year I felt like he was a score-first player, right? And he racked up a ton of assists. Like he was third in the league in assists last year, nearly 10 a game, and this year it's gotten even higher. But I almost feel like this season, the first 3 quarters, he's mostly a pass-first player. He's dissecting the defense. He's kind of figuring things out, right? Everyone always used to say LeBron in game 1, it was just like a figure-it-out game, a read the defense game, a feel-it game. And that's kind of how Cade Cunningham, I think, has treated the first 3 quarters of every game in this season. He hasn't come out of the gate aggressive, except for that one game where he started out 1 for 10 against Cleveland. It was terrible. But other than that, he's kind of just, hey, let's run some pick and rolls. How are they going to defend this? Are they going to drop? Are they going to switch? And he just starts making the right play over and over again. Whether it results in a basket or not, he's making the smart decision. He's doing the right thing. He's reading the defense and reacting to it. It's almost as if the game is being played in slow motion for him so he can just make the right pass, make the right read every single time. And then in the fourth quarter, when everyone's so worried about who he's going to dish it to, that's when he's like, all right, someone set me a screen. I'm getting all the way to the rim, and there's nothing you're going to do to stop it. He has gained so much muscle over the last 2 years. I mean, you saw him bully Ja Morant. You see him constantly spin to the basket and finish through contact. How many and ones does Cade have this season? He's gotten so strong, and at this 6'6" frame, like, there's just not a lot of guards in the NBA with his size and stature. You see him post up yesterday, do the rip-throughs. All these centers can't stay in front of him. All these guards are too small to guard him. Like, once he establishes, once he gets the defense worried about where he's passing the ball, and he's able to actually create himself one-on-one opportunities, these fourth quarters, he has thrived, and that's part of the reason he leads the NBA in scoring in the fourth quarter. It's been excellent to watch because you can see his mind developing just as much as his game. And that, to me, has been the most impressive part of this season for him.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I mean, it's obviously the start of the games. I think at the beginning of the year we thought was a little bit of an issue. Like, man, he just gets off to these slow starts. He's not hitting his shots. He kind of feels like he isn't getting the ball in the hoop as much as we'd want. But it's because he's facilitating so well. And then it seems like it's almost a Justin Verlander gets better throughout the game as he goes on. You know,
That's
like
a great example.
By the time the fourth quarter comes around, he has been elite in the fourth quarter, man. Even that Memphis Grizzlies game is like the perfect example of it. Obviously, last night he goes off and ices the game because he hits those 2 threes in a row. He has a couple tough finishes. But like that Memphis Grizzlies game on Monday night was the perfect example because Memphis starts storming back into the game. It feels like the Pistons are potentially losing it, and Cade was struggling the whole game. And then out of nowhere, he just takes over. And it's like, let me put this in my own hands. He's making tough shots, making harder shots than he's taken all game. And the fact that you bring up, he still brings a major playmaking, passing perspective that you have to respect that, right?
Yeah.
And so as soon as he starts to score 3-4 buckets in a row, that's when the defense is going to hone in on him, and he's not the type of guy that's going to take some bad heat check shot.
He did yesterday, though, and they were worthy of it, though, yesterday.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he was so hot.
sometimes you have to take a heat check, but they're also winning big in that game. But that's what I'm saying. You score multiple buckets in a row, the defense starts obviously wanting to stop specifically him, and that's when he makes the perfect pass on a lob to Duren or whatever it is, one more to Duncan Robinson. I just love that this team, to me, feels like one of the more unselfish Pistons teams that we've seen in a long time. And it feels like the Pistons have always played that way. They've never had like a guy that is just like a bunch of guys that are selfish players that take a bunch of bad shots and things like that. But when your leader in Cade Cunningham is the guy who kind of represents that as a whole, everybody else fills it up as well. That's been my favorite part about this season with him.
Well, I think the best example of that is the belt that they hand to each other after the game. It's like it's a small thing that only the Pistons fans really know about, but the fact that they're passing around a championship belt not to a guy who had a good game, but like a guy who earned like hustle points, basically a guy who was like just like down and dirty and doing the hard work. Like, what do they call it? The hard work belt, don't they, or something like that?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's something like that, like the hard at work belt. Yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that they pass it around and it's an award that they give to each other and they get to give the belt to the next person. Tobias Harris, never been an all-star or anything like that. Maybe you don't care what he has to say, but he's been around the league and played for a lot of different teams, a lot of different not just organizations, but like played with a lot of different guys in the league.
Yeah.
And he said at the beginning of the year, last year was the closest basketball team he's ever been a part of in the NBA. These guys love each other. And Isaiah Thomas said it best way back when, that basketball is not about the scoring. It's not about the basketball. There's a secret to it. You know what the secret was? It's just the selflessness. It's just about a team being all bought in. No one cares who's scoring. No one cares who's putting up the stats, who's getting paid. And it's so hard to have that and hold it in the NBA because everyone's always wanting their next contract. It's human nature. It's part of the profession. But when everyone can put that aside and just put their nose down and do whatever it takes to win a basketball game for your own teammates, that's when you see teams really hit their ceilings. And it feels like that's exactly who the Pistons have been for a year and a half. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw the stat last night, too. We're talking about the way that Cade has kind of advanced his game this season. I saw this was prior to last night's game, so at this point he might be number one. Most fourth quarter points this season, he was second in the NBA, just behind Tyrese Maxey.
He's first right now, 86.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I pulled it up and it was just giving me points per game. So
he's 50% from the field in the fourth quarter too, 45% from three. He turns it up in the fourth. The only thing that's been down this year for Cade Cunningham, I mean, the total scoring has been, not the last few games, but
right. Well, it's back-to-back games with 19 in the fourth for him.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's off this chart, like off the chart out of this world. The only thing that's down on the pro reference page is the free throw percentage, but the free throw attempts are up, which that was always the thing. It's like, why does this guy not get to the line? Why does he not get the whistle? Well, he's gotten so much bigger and stronger and is trying to finish through contact now that he's earned the whistle. Like he is getting these calls. He's not fading away from the basket anymore. He's getting hacked. He's finishing, and he's still now he's getting to the whistle 6.6 times per game.
That'll fix itself out, I think.
The free throw percentage?
Yeah, it'll get back up. I mean, that's something that if you miss a couple early in the season, that percentage is going to look pretty low.
But the attempts are at a career high.
Which is awesome.
Which I think matters more.
And the three-point percentage has continued to rise these last several games. Like we said, it was a really bad percentage to start the season. It's creeping itself back up. As long as it gets back into that mid-30s number, you're going to feel really good. But yeah, we talked about this season that Cade, we felt that he could be close to a 30 points per game scorer this year. And obviously it hasn't been that. But if we're just looking at the last week, it has been that. And with how good he is in the fourth quarter, if he can fix some things scoring-wise in the first three quarters and continue to be this elite playmaker that's averaging nearly 10 dimes a game right now, that to me is a top 10 potentially player in the league this season.
Well, he hasn't necessarily needed to be a 30-point scorer either because the defense has been so good.
Good point.
And because Asar Thompson's taken this step up offensively where that little 10-foot jump, like turnaround shot that he has where sometimes he uses the bank and sometimes he doesn't, that feels like a nice form of offense right now. And so does the Jalen Duren just one-on-one barreling towards the rim against some of these centers too. Like those are actually useful points of offense right now, which I didn't necessarily know was going to be a factor going into the season. But I think the number one reason why Cade doesn't have to average 30 is the defense is the third best rated defense in the NBA right now. Yeah,
the defense has given up 105 a game. Like they're not gonna allow many points, so you're not gonna need Cade to go crazy.
The other thing, I mean, we spent a ton of time at the beginning of the show talking about about Isaiah Stewart. We failed to mention that he actually might have the best contract in the NBA now. I don't think that's crazy to say. At least one of them, at least for role players. He's only making $15 million a year, and you look across the league at some of these other guys as to what they're making. Players
for 2 more years, right? This and next, I think.
No, 2, and then there's a club option for another year as well. So he's got like 2.5 more years, with this year being the half. It's one of the best steals in the NBA. Because there are a lot of players worse than him making a lot more money.
Oh, absolutely.
Than Isaiah Stewart is. 989-837-6125. The 10 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Corning, a global leader in material science right here in Midland. From the glass in your smartphone to innovations that power clean energy and advanced medicine, Corning is shaping the future. But it's not just about the tech, it's also about the people. Corning invests in the community, supports local schools, and creates opportunities that are close to home. With a legacy of innovation and commitment to what's next, Corning is proud to call Midland a part of its story. Corning, creating life-changing innovations, one breakthrough at a time. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live on the Mitt, live on YouTube as well. If you're new to the YouTube, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be right back with some NFL football around the league.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. This month's recipient is Max Stecker from Midland High School. With a 4.6 GPA, Max was a state-ranked discus and shot put thrower, and the SVL Blues 2024 Player of the Year in football. Max credits his parents for instilling the work ethic in athletics and academics.
Both my parents, my mom was a teacher, so over the summers I'd be doing math packets, everything like that, staying on top of things. And then, my dad would always just, be the really big encourager as far as sports go and stuff like that.
Max is now attending Northwood, a member of the Timberwolves football and track and field team. He's majoring in accounting and finance. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete, as we are now taking applications for our 2025-26 scholarship program. Visit 1009themit.com.
A beautiful yard increases both the value of your home and the quality of your life. Commercially, landscaping creates a positive impression of your professionalism and commitment to community, customers, and employees. Cervinsky Sod has been creating and maintaining outdoor spaces for 56 years. Whether your project is residential or commercial, the team at Cervinsky Sod Services will work with you to build and meet budgets and finish the job with top quality and in a timely manner. To get a quote, call 989-835-4810 or visit CervinskySodService.com.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
The high school football game of the week, presented by the Forward Corporation.
It's the district final round. The 9-1 Dow Chargers keep surging. They host the 5-5 East Lansing Trojans at Midland Community Stadium. Dow's looking for their first district title since 2015. Dow and East Lansing, pregame coverage at 6:50 Friday night.
Don't miss any of the action on the Great Lakes Bay region's home for sports. Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. When you want NFL football on the radio,
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
you know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
3 teams have the NFL's best record of 7-2, including the Denver Broncos. They host the Las Vegas Raiders tonight. Coverage at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt. From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Michigan. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
(989-837-6125). Welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live on the Mitt. If you are new to the YouTube page, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We'd appreciate it here on the show. Like seeing that subscriber count go up as we're doing the show. Always a fun time. All right, with that being said, we're going to do our NFL spread picks at 11:15 when John's on with us. Until then, let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, this comes from Saad Yusuf from The Athletic. It's got Lions. It's got Trey Hendrickson. It is 5 trades we wish would have happened at the trade deadline.
Great.
This is, I feel like we're going to read these. You and I are both live reacting to this. We haven't seen this. I feel like we're going to read these, and it's going to be very much like an NFL Madden trade deadline or like an NBA where it's like, let's just put this guy here and it would have been awesome.
And then everybody's going to be like, yeah, wait, why didn't the Lions do that?
The only problem I have with making fun of it is we actually had 2 of those trades happen with the New York Jets trading away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner.
True.
So maybe the NFL trade deadline, so long as Jerry Jones exists, so long as Jerry Jones exists,
and Woody Johnson
could be a little bit more fun going forward. All right. 5 bonus trades. This one's actually trades that didn't happen that would have been awesome. All right, bonus 5. Mark Andrews or David Njoku to the Green Bay Packers with the recent news that Tucker Kraft's going to be out for the rest of the season.
Okay, interesting.
Now, I'm not sure why the Ravens would do this.
Right, yeah. I think take Mark Andrews out of this. I think that Njoku makes way more sense. Well, I guess I don't know. You have Isaiah Likely behind Andrews, but yeah.
But you have Harold Fannin, who looks to be the next best thing over in Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there. That's definitely why That would have made a little bit of sense for Cleveland. Njoku's good, too. Like, I still think he's a great tight end, but you have Fannin. It seems like he's going to take over. Seems like him and Gabriel, who currently is the quarterback there, have a pretty good connection. But as far as for Green Bay, people forget that they drafted Luke Musgrave at the top of the second round.
Yeah.
In the same draft that they drafted Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
Like, they drafted 2 tight ends, same draft, and the one that they took after was the better one in Kraft. So,
well, that actually fits into my next point.
It gives Musgrave an opportunity.
You know what's funny is we say, hey, they have Harold Fannin, who's, I don't know, the second best tight end in this class, I'd say, so far, behind Tyler Warren.
Probably.
A lot of good tight ends in this class, by the way. But it feels like every team wants 2 tight ends now. With the 12 personnel, the 2 tight end sets being at the highest it's been in over a decade, I guess I'm not all that shocked that these teams, I mean, you just said the Packers drafted 2 tight ends in the same one. Let's not forget that the Lions had to re-sign Brock Purdy to a deal much bigger than they anticipated. Brock Wright.
Yeah.
Because San Fran tried to go poach Brock Wright.
That's right.
When he was a restricted free agent. So Brock Wright's under contract. Sam Laporta is not under contract, but we know who he is. The Cleveland Browns have 2 tight ends, and Harold Fannin and Njoku. Made perfect sense to trade Njoku. They don't want to. Mark Andrews, likely. Both 2 guys that are utilized in the Ravens offense. So, yeah, on paper this makes sense, but there's a big trend right now in using 2 tight end sets. Sam Laporta doesn't leave the field, and Brock Wright still plays half the snaps. Most teams are running two tight end sets at a very high level right now.
Yeah,
or a very high efficiency. So
this one would have made sense though, but like you said, I mean, even we're looking at Cleveland right now. Njoku and Fannin on like a weekly basis, one of them has a good game.
Mm-hmm.
They both get a ton of snaps. They play. I know Cleveland isn't good, but yeah, it's a popular trend right now in the NFL. So
well, we saw it shift when Mahomes came in and exploded, and there was all these explosive plays, and Josh Allen, same thing. What did everyone revert to on defense? The cover 4, the 2 high safety look. The Vic Fangio defense, where it's like, you have to dink and dunk us to get all the way up. And everyone's counter to that was running backs.
Yeah.
And now look, everyone has, like, all the good teams in the league have great running backs. And now the running backs are back. Now there's like, because teams still haven't quite adapted to that yet, we're going to load up the offensive line. We're going to get bigger. Every defense got a little bit smaller because you wanted to play all these nickels. Well, now we're going to get even bigger at the offensive line. And I think, ironically, Aaron Glenn was the first guy to be like, you know what, screw the 2 high safety. We're just going to get in your face about it, and you can't run the football on us. And he's taken that over to New York. It obviously hasn't worked, but Colin Shepard has kept it going here. It's always about finding the next trend, next counterpunch. All right, the next trade. Trey Hendrickson to the Detroit Lions. Who would have thought that this made the list? Yeah, in theory.
Did they give any details, or is it just like that? Does it just really say that? As far as like what they would have traded? Because I would just love for it to say the Lions' first-round pick this year. I think that would make this perfect. But it probably doesn't, right? It's probably just the trade idea.
It's just the idea of the trade.
Right, which I figure. Yeah, look, next, I thought we were done with this. Trey Hendrickson obviously wasn't getting traded anywhere because Cincinnati, they were the ones that we did this whole conversation yesterday. You can't set the price on someone when the people that set the price are the people that are paying for him.
Mm-hmm.
The people that trade for Hendrickson is what the price is for him, not what you set for him. So, yeah, clearly it's a misread of the market by Cincinnati. It's been that way for over a year now. He's a great player for sure, would have been great. Obviously, Lions weren't going to trade for him.
It's like me in fantasy football with Brian Thomas Jr. It's
Yes.
like, no, he's worth 2 firsts. That's what someone told me he was worth at the beginning of the year. And everyone's like, no, none of us are going to pay
it's
that.
like, no, you're actually lucky to get 2 seconds in Rashid Shaheed for him.
Right.
Right, Ben.
You better hope nobody's listening.
It, Ben.
All right, let's go to the next one. So Jacoby Myers, a player that got traded, but he ends up on this list anyway. He's on the Jags now, was a Raider, but this one says they would have liked to see him on the Buffalo Bills.
Why are we doing this? It's always that whatever top receiver is available to the Bills. Every single trade
They don't have an alpha guy.
Sure, they traded for Amari Cooper last year. The Bills have zero money. They can't even take on guys for this year.
I know.
Their money, they couldn't have traded for anyone. Their cap situation just for this season is so, like, full. It's just capped out. So I don't understand why we keep doing this. I kept seeing this as well. The Bills were never in contention to trade for a wide receiver or probably trade for anyone because of their situation.
Yeah, and also the Bills have just kind of reverted to what the Chiefs were doing last year, where it's like, we don't really need to throw the football. We're just going to give this thing to James Cook as much as possible, try to set up as many third and shorts as possible, and then that's when we'll let Josh Allen be Josh Allen. But this is why why is no one calling the Chiefs off or the Bills offense boring? Remember that was a whole thing last year.
Because Josh Allen, right?
Because they push him. Oh, real exciting! It's fun when Josh Allen does it, but it's not fun when
they have an elite running back. I think that plays a little bit more than Kansas City.
Sure, people loved Pacheco last year, though.
Did they?
Last year
they
did.
just like the way that he runs,
like a madman.
But
angry runs.
I will say it'd be nice if for Buffalo, Keon Coleman had developed a little bit more, or at least just been more bigger part of this offense as one of the better receivers on the team. He struggles to see the field even half the time, and Khalil Shakir just for sure is one of the more underrated receivers in the league. You know, like he is very steady.
And him and Jacoby Myers are very redundant of each other.
Right, of course.
So, I don't think it makes sense to have both of those guys on the field.
I'm out on this a lot. Now, if it was them to trade for Brian Thomas Jr. or something,
totally different.
That's way different. But he wasn't getting traded either.
Number 2. This one's, I can't believe it's not number 1. It's the most obvious one. Breece Hall to the Chiefs.
Of course. Everyone wanted this. It made a ton of sense for just everybody involved. Fantasy football people, football watchers, Chiefs fans, Jets fans probably wanted to do it too. Like, everybody wanted this trade to happen.
And if they end up just letting Breece Hall walk, it's actually a disaster that the difference between the third and fourth round pick is the reason that he didn't end up getting moved.
Right.
No running backs get moved.
If they let him walk, that would be actually terrible that they didn't move him. But I don't think they're gonna. I think that the fact that they traded away a lot of money in Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams, it kind of allows them to give Breece Hall maybe a 2-year extension and let him grow with whatever quarterback they draft in this upcoming draft.
And I don't blame the Chiefs for being stubborn of like, no, we're not giving you a third-round pick for maybe an average running back at best in this league.
Yeah, but he's so much better than what they have, though.
Yeah, but it hasn't.
I'm surprised the Chiefs didn't pay
guess.
up, honestly. I'm kind of surprised the Chiefs didn't pay up for him.
But this happens all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I guess no.
Like, Kansas City, if they want to have sustained success with Mahomes, they got to have draft picks. You can't just be all in every single season.
And they went to the Super Bowl last year with this same exact running back room.
And the receivers are much better this year.
Right. Yeah, so I guess it's not the end of the world. I don't think it's a bad move by the Jets, though, as long as they do keep him.
I guess we just keep getting Rashee Rice as a running back.
Yeah, they handed him the ball like twice that game, yeah.
Well, he lines up in the backfield like 5 times a game, it feels like, and then they just throw it to him. Andy Reid being creative, I love it. And then the number 1, this one's just
crazy.
One's just funny.
Can I try to guess it?
You never will, but sure.
Oh, okay. Is it a quarterback?
No.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a Kyler Murray trade. I saw some of those getting tossed around. Just tell me then.
Garrett Wilson, which, like, okay, that makes sense, right? Jets,
not really.
Full fire sale.
I mean, sure.
I don't think
he seems like the one guy they wouldn't have traded.
Right. You want to have an alpha receiver, and he's certainly that guy. To the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What?
That's what I'm saying. What? They already have the most loaded receiver room in the NFL.
Everybody is hurt still, but
sure. I don't know. That probably would cost 2 firsts as well, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Why would they do that?
Maybe no, not 2 firsts. Probably a first and multiple.
It's a receiver.
Seconds,
He's way more of value than a corner, and Sauce went for 2. I don't know why Garrett Wilson would demand more than 2 firsts as well.
Good point.
What Tyreek Hill go for? 2 firsts and a second and a third? If I remember off the top of my head.
No, I don't think he went for 2 firsts.
Are you sure?
No, there's no way. Right? Tyreek Hill?
I mean, he got traded at the peak of his powers.
Yeah, he did, but 2 first-round picks. I don't remember the Chiefs having 2 firsts and 2 drafts. You know,
it was 5 draft picks.
I think it was like a first and then a collection of like a third and a second and a fourth, like just kind of a bunch of random stuff like that, if I remember properly. I mean, there hasn't been a ton of like wide receivers getting moved for multiple firsts. A.J. Brown was for that 1 pick in the draft.
Oh, you're right. It was a 2022 first, 2022 second, 2022 fourth.
I mean, it's still a lot.
2023 fourth, 2023 sixth.
Right.
But he wasn't under contract.
They had to pay him as well, yeah.
The fact that you don't, like, Garrett Wilson would just be under contract, I think that has to be 2 firsts.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But why would Tampa do that? They already have the best rookie receiver. Right. They already have Mike Evans.
Evans will still be back next year. It's not like Evans is done. Godwin is probably not going to be back next year, but like...
Didn't he just sign an extension?
I thought he just signed the 1-year extension.
Oh, did he?
I guess...
Did he? 989-837-6125. We'll have more for you when we come back, including, but not limited to, Tom Izzo putting together a nice little fastball
Yeah.
in the recruiting scene. That's when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Isaiah, how did you get all wet?
I was playing in the rain.
Son, you're in the house. It's not raining inside. Or is it?
Yeah, it's in the kitchen.
What?
Oh no, the roof has a leak.
Leak? That's a waterfall.
We need that fixed now.
Rexy Siding and Building Repair can fix it.
What, son?
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call Bresky right now and get that roof fixed. And while you're at it, have him fix the gutters.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loon staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mid Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
Well, a couple things I'll mention. One I'm really proud of is the work we've done on post-secondary education, because when we think about what really transforms an individual's life, it's education.
Mm-hmm.
That makes such a difference in the ability to be able to have a livable wage, to be able to contribute to your community, to be able to give back. So the work that we've done in the post-secondary space, because we give out a lot of scholarships, but when I got there, I went, it seems like we're just a processor of scholarships. I want to be a promoter of education.
Yeah. Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mid. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
He got it! That's 3 of them!
The Great Lakes Bay region's home for Spartans basketball.
Saturday season early November top 25 matchup. The 1-0 22nd ranked MSU hosts number 14 Arkansas. The Spartans and Razorbacks. Coverage starts Saturday at 6, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt.
Let's go! Get him going!
Mondays this football season when you want the NFL.
I got your back! I got your back! I got your back! I got your back! We're going to the Super Bowl.
It's right here.
Let's make this thing happen. Come on.
We've got Monday Night Football all season long.
We got a big one coming up, guys.
Some tush pushes and cheeseheads. It's Packers Eagles Monday night. Coverage 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mint.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge. by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
(989-837-6125). Welcome back in. So, real quick, I don't know how many people are like super into this, but I like getting into it once in a while, especially when some of the college basketball coaches are a little bit on a heater, and that's kind of what Tom Izzo might be in the middle of right now. So he ends up landing a 4-star recruit from White Plains, New York, a guard named Josiah Jervis. I think it's Jervis, out of White Plains, New York. Top 40 recruit in the 2026 class. So this is in addition to Carlos Maldock, who's a top 75 recruit in the class. This is in addition to Julius Event, a top 100 power forward in the class. And Michigan State is heavily rumored to be landing the 7-foot prospect, Ethan Taylor, who is the second best center in the class. Heavily rumored. I feel pretty good about Michigan State potentially landing him and then having what could be the best recruiting class, or one of them in the country, competing with that 2016 recruiting class that Tom Izzo had that went down as Tom Izzo's best class.
Yeah, man, I'm getting major flashbacks, this 2016 class. For people that don't remember, that 2016 class includes the number 11 player in the country, Miles Bridges, 5 stars. This is all based off 24/7 recruiting, by the way.
Yep.
Josh Langford, 5-star, 21st player in the country. Cassius Winston, high 4-star, 35th overall player in the country. And Nick Ward, 4-star, 50th ranked prospect in the country. 4 top 50 guys they had in that class. Obviously, all 4 of them were elite college basketball players. Cassius Winston was insane. Miles Bridges was really good for his 2 years. Langford was good before he got injured. And Nick Ward was really good too. So, and obviously that team didn't win a national championship or anything, but it was the closest Tom Izzo has been to in the modern era at getting to that national championship. So that's what I'm getting the vibes from this class here, Ben, especially if they are able to land Ethan Taylor. Sounds like he's going to be committing sometime in November.
And it sounds like it's down between MSU and Kansas, and I think I would lean this. Tom Izzo's going to actually get it done. And then they finally don't have to play Carson Cooper anymore. So if Tom Izzo is really going all in on this recruiting class, doesn't this seem like this might be his last final, hey, this is my group. If I can't get it done with these guys, maybe it's finally time. The light at the end of the tunnel is getting a little brighter.
I've gotten a ton of vibes like that from Tom Izzo. It always feels like when he plays, like even this year, I've gotten a vibe that it feels like a last dance vibe because Calipari's coming to the Breslin. Duke is coming to the Breslin. Obviously, it's not Izzo's last year, but it just feels that way that he's getting all these teams to come to play at the Breslin. They're not doing a neutral site game or anything like that. They played UConn in their exhibition game, too. Like, it's just stuff like that kind of has been pushing more and more for Tom Izzo. And so, yeah, I do kind of get that vibe with this recruiting class, Ben, because if people remember correctly, the 2023 class was getting a lot of that buzz as well, which there's been rumors that Tom Izzo is going to retire for a long time now. So obviously we've been hearing that. But in 2023, when he gets Xavier Booker, who at the time was a top 5 player in the class, gets Jeremy Fears, gets Cohen Carr, like that trio was supposed to be like, wow, this is going to be the trio that really takes him out. And then Booker obviously doesn't become a great player. He transfers out to UCLA. Fears, I think, still is going to has his chance to be a Michigan State, one of the better guards of the 21st century, absolutely.
Sure.
And then Cohen Carr still. So, that still is a good class. But this one, right now, with those 3 guys that they have, which, by the way, I saw C.J. Medlock play last year in the state title game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His team lost to East Lansing High, actually, who was playing at Midland Community Stadium this week. But really good. I mean, man, he is a elite guard. But watched him play last year. A ton of fun. I think he's going to be a perfect fit. And then they have a guard next to him now with Josiah Jervis. So if they can, the Taylor part is the big part. That center.
Yeah, it's not all for nothing if they don't get him, but that's kind of
he's the one though.
That's the prized possession
for sure. Because not only is he the top prospect out of all the people that they've potentially would get, but he is a big man. When's the last time that the Spartans have had an elite big man prospect not named Xavier Booker?
Jaren Jackson.
It's
been a while.
And they just haven't had good bigs since Xavier Tillman. Like, they've been struggling to search for that center post Xavier Tillman. And it's been a mix of Carson Cooper, obviously Jackson Kohler's here. Xavier Booker never really played the true 5, but they've just been searching to find that guy, and potentially Taylor could be that guy. Sounds like he's got a lot of close ties with these other guys that have committed here, too, especially with Jervis. That's why Michigan State people are confident that he's going to commit because of Jervis's commitment.
Yeah, it sounds to me like this is, hey, let's one last time get this lights-out top 10 recruiting class, and let's go make a run for this thing in the Big Ten in March, and then maybe at the end of the season I'll hang it up and give this class to somebody else. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting right now. It's no inside information other than, some of this transfer stuff or some of this recruiting stuff, but, let's keep it real with ourselves. Like, I don't think this Michigan State roster this year is capable of going on a run in March.
Yeah, you said the same thing last year. I'm not disagreeing with you.
There's a ceiling, I think.
What's the run? What is making a run?
Final Four.
Okay.
I don't think that's happening. Like, there's just not enough talent compared to where college basketball is at in 2025 to where there's just there's talent ever. There's more talent in college basketball right now than there has been in a long time.
Sure.
Long time, like pre-COVID.
And I think that team, the Michigan State team last year, was better than this year's team.
I do too.
They capped out at an Elite Eight. So,
and the big part of that is because of the guy who's no longer there, right? In
Jace Richardson.
Yeah,
totally.
So I think this Michigan State team's a little bit worse. But if they can retain a Cohen Carr, bring back a Kohler for another season, and then they have one of the 5 best recruiting classes in the country. I mean, there's been plenty of evidence that if you can land some of these awesome freshmen, it's not necessarily all the seniors that go on runs in March anymore. Now, that Florida team that won it last year was a ton of veteran guys who had been around college basketball for a while.
Every team except for Duke in the Final Four was all led by, Janai Broome and Auburn. They had one freshman that got any minutes on that team.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but there is an avenue. If you can get these talented players, you can go on these runs in March. I think Michigan State's been, a little bit hey, we're really good for our Big Ten team, not necessarily a national title contender. If they can land Ethan Taylor in addition to all the guys that they've already gotten, that's to me okay, Tom Izzo's really going to try to get this thing done one more time.
And you just never know.
I'm excited about it.
You never know with these freshmen because last year, who would have thought Jace Richardson was going to be the best scorer on the team last
Nobody.
year? He came in as a solid 4-star recruit. I think he was in the 40s, and all of a sudden was the stud of the team. And so that's why I think Michigan State does offer an appeal to incoming freshmen because nowadays you hear this a lot from GMs of college basketball teams that
the mid-up job.
Right, but their job is to recruiting and funding. They just don't really explore the high school recruiting game very much. They'll attempt to get 1 or 2 guys out of a freshman class that maybe they think can maybe get some spot minutes, but they're more concerned about the portal. A lot of these big market teams are. They've kind of gone away. Obviously, Duke still is going to do that with the top guys, but Michigan State brings an appeal where, hey, Izzo's bringing in 2 guys max out of the portal every year.
Right.
And we don't even know if both of them are going to be major, big-time impact players. And so that's an appeal to a freshman that's coming in that, hey, if you still want to do things the way that Tom Izzo has done it forever, we're not changing. And there's proof of that. And so maybe that's why this core of guys have committed to Izzo and MSU, and hopefully Ethan Taylor can as well.
Also, when's the last time Michigan State got someone from New York? Michigan State's always dominated Michigan, the Midwest.
Yeah, they get a lot of Illinois, Indiana.
Right. I don't really remember.
Cam Ward from Maryland. Maryland high school basketball all-time leading scorer, by the way.
Okay, didn't know that.
Pretty funny.
I don't remember, and I'm sure he's gotten someone before. But
right.
The
tough part is,
New York is crazy.
Jace Richardson's younger brother, Jackson, not even considering coming to MSU.
Not as good.
No, he's pretty good, actually.
Is he?
Yeah, he's really good.
Oh. He doesn't want to follow. He doesn't want to follow his dad and his brother's footsteps. Go carve your own path, man.
Right.
That's fun. They don't need him if they get this Ethan Taylor fella. They already got the 4-star Josiah Jervis. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Michigan State, Tom Izzo, kind of on a heater right now potentially.
Let Izzo cook? ?
Let Izzo cook is right. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here on the Mitt. John Vicari coming on in a few minutes to do some general football stuff, and we're going to do our NFL spread picks. There he is, walking in the building right now. He's got this jacket on. He's on the phone. He looks like this important business guy. He's not. We'll get him on when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with a Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
Something's in the water.
Dude, it's in your mouth.
I can't see it, but I feel it.
This summer, from the people who brought you floss and fluoride, gum disease, the silent bite.
Ah! Why didn't anyone warn me?
We did. At Scott Family Dental, you may not see the problem, but we can. No insurance contracts and a team that treats you like family.
So no jaws, just gentle cleanings?
Exactly. But skip your checkup and you might need a bigger toothbrush.
Scott Family Dental. Catch the problems before they bite. Book now at scottfamdental.com.
The Michigan Baseball Foundation is more than just baseball. It's a driver of economic growth and community. Operating one of the nation's top minor league stadiums, MBF supports job creation and regional development. Through creative partnerships and charitable giving, MBF has helped bring projects like Dow Diamond, the East End Development, Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Plaza, and the Dow Bay Area Family YMCA to life, generating over $23 million annually in economic impact. Every Great Lakes Loons ticket supports these efforts. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mid is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mid, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mid, WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
(989-837-6125). Do you believe the Lions can win the Super Bowl with this version of the offensive line? I'm very hesitant to say yes. I'll say this. I think the personnel can win a Super Bowl. But if they're going to have this personnel out there, which past the trade deadline, you're not making any upgrades, I think they have to shift their mindset a little bit on offense. I don't think they're going to be able to take the big explosive plays over the top of the field anymore. I hear it all the time. Jared Goff's not an explosive quarterback. He was at the top of the league last year in 20-plus yard passes down the field. So I don't want to hear that at all. When he has time, he can find the deep ball. There's a reason Jameson Williams has struggled this season and only has 2 receptions of 20-plus yards. It's because Jared Goff has no time to let those plays develop down the field. So in my mind, the fix to that isn't, hey, let's hope the offensive line gets better. It's let's line up in the shotgun, and rather than be the in-your-face, down-your-throat run game that you see on 3rd and 1 the last few seasons, I think it's time to rely on the weapons a little bit. Kick Jahmyr Gibbs out to the slot. Put Amon-Ra St. Brown on the other side. Let J-Mo be out wide. Hell, move Laporta out wide rather than lined up as the tight end and spread a defense out. And let your pass catchers be as elite as they have been over their tenures with the Detroit Lions. The perfect example is the 2020 Buccaneers, where Tom Brady was getting rid of the ball faster than anybody in football that season. He got the snap in the shotgun, boom, it was out. He didn't want to get hit. And he was smart enough to know, all right, if my offensive line is going to be average, which they were, they ranked 14th in pass protection that season, according to PFF grades, then I'm going to have to get rid of the ball fast, and we're going to have a really quick passing game type of offense. And that's what the Bucs did, and they won a Super Bowl doing it. I don't know if John Morton's smart enough to adapt that quickly, but I am getting to a point where I'm close to being ready to abandon the deep shot. I know we're trying to get J-Mo the ball more, but that's got to happen over crossers in the middle of the field if he's getting the ball, or screens, which those haven't worked this season either. But I want eight targets a game to Amon-Ra right over the, like on the first break. I don't think the Lions have time. I don't think Jared Goff has time to sit back in the pocket and let this stuff develop deep down the field. They've got to shift the offensive mindset, the identity of the team. I don't think it can be a power run team anymore with those guys in the middle, because Glasgow has been god-awful. And now you're bringing in a backup because Christian Mahogany's likely out for the season. And if he's coming back, it's way later. So I think there does need to be a shift in the mindset for the Detroit Lions.
And luckily for them, they had that opportunity to at least attempt some sort of shifting this week. I don't think it's going to be a full bore like, whoa, this offense looks completely different this week. But they're facing a Commanders team that clearly is in a tough spot of their season. Not saying their season is over yet. They haven't punted on the year, but it clearly looks like they are not going to be a playoff team. Jaden Daniels is out, and their defense just got torched by Seattle at home.
And they give up a tremendous amount of yards through the air. They give up the most touchdowns through the air. Like, this is a bad secondary other than Mikey Sanders-Still.
Right. And so that's why I'm at the point where, to what you said, clearly to me, the run game being their identity, it has to get shifted as far as we need to either figure out a different way for us to run the football to make it more effective, or that identity has to start to move a little bit. And I don't know what's more likely to happen. I think that they're still going to try to attempt ways that they can still be controlling the football game offensively through the run, because that's the best way to do things with this Lions offense, to run the play action, to have those elite running backs in the backfield. It's more ideal for them for that to be the style of football, because we've seen it the last couple of years. But if they're unable to find out a way to do that, then obviously your way of, hey, we need the ball out of Goff's hands as fast as humanly possible is going to be the way. It just stinks because that takes away a lot of opportunity for their big playmakers like a Jamison Williams and even a Sam Laporta, who's a lot better in space than he is. I mean, he can make contested catches, but
right,
that's
he's not
Laporta's
a
whole
possession
thing.
Yeah,
right.
You don't want him like doing the Hawkinson stuff where it's like, hey, run 5 yards, turn around, catch this ball, fall down. You want Laporta catching the ball on the run.
Absolutely. We saw it last week on that opening possession, like how good he can be in space. So it does hurt those guys' games a little bit, but if it is what has to be done for the betterment of the team, then obviously you have to try it.
But here's the thing, too. If you're going to try to rely on the quick passing game as much as possible, well, then eventually teams are going to, either decide to start blitzing a little bit more, and then maybe you can get a quick thing to J-Mo, and it ends up being an explosive play after the catch, like some yak yards, or they're going to put a lot more DBs on the field, and then the pass rush suffers, and then maybe you can start taking some shots. It's not like the deep shots are going to be completely eliminated if they have that mindset shift, but let's be honest, the deep shots have been somewhat eliminated right now. We've had Laporta pick one up, but J-Mo and we had J-Mo pick one up late in the game last night, on Sunday, so maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but that hasn't been a mainstream of the Lions offense this season at all.
No, I mean, it hasn't been, and so I guess that's a good point. That wouldn't be that much of a shift there because it's not like it has been a big part of it anyways.
No, and it feels like when they try to do it, he gets sacked.
That's what I was going to say. They're still trying, and maybe they need – I don't know. It's so tough because Jamison Williams, I think, has still played well. Like, he still does everything that this Lions offense needs him to do.
And he still stretches the defense even when he's not catching the ball.
But the fact that he's not as big of a threat out there, I mean, even last game – he really didn't do a ton until that touchdown catch at the end of the game, which was awesome. Love to see that, but there still wasn't much of a big game from him. So I'm with you. Something clearly needs to be shifted because they're in a spot right now where you look at their schedule and the games that they've played, a lot of their big offensive games have come against bad defenses. And at least they haven't had the huge games against all the good defenses that they've played so far. So we'll see.
it's not this week, but the following week that's going to be a big test for this Lions team. That's when we'll really know, like, okay, this is clearly not working against this Philly team. Like, if they try to do the power run stuff and it completely fails versus Philly, which at this point I don't know why I'd believe it's going to work. If it completely fails, that's when it's like, okay, we need to shift now to being a pass-heavy team. Jared Goff, sorry, man, you're going to be throwing the ball 40 times a game. And I'm sure he'd be down for the challenge. Like, it's not like he doesn't want to throw the ball. I think he's experienced enough and smart enough to know whatever they got to do to help the team win, he's going to be capable of doing. Whether he throws the ball 17 times or 50 times a game, I think he's going to be all game for it. But with the interior of the offensive line being what it is and him, being a quarterback that's not going to evade pressure very well, I think the formula is to follow the 2020 Tampa Bay Bucks recipe that Tom Brady had in his second to last year, where it's like, hey, I'm not getting hit. I'm 40 plus years old. I'm not getting hit. So receivers get open. We're scheming to do something where we can just outsmart the other team. Jared Goff's just going to have to do his supercomputer pre-snap stuff and really put some accurate balls in the hands of Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta in some short routes. Like, it's not like J-Mo's incapable of running those sort of routes, right? It's not like he's this only deep threat guy. So they just got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers a little more. And the thing with Gibbs, too, is they have said for years now, like, we want to get him more involved in the passing game. The only time they ever use him in the passing game is a screen pass behind the line of scrimmage. Like, his average depth of target when he catches the ball is behind the line. Are we ever going to see him lined up in the slot like we had been promised the last 3 training camps?
Right. Even this year, it felt like it was the most valid. Like, it was actually going to happen this year.
All the 2 running back sets. They got away from that completely. Remember?
They did it a couple times early in the season, yeah.
Right. Early on, they were doing that Maryland eye where there was 2 running backs and Sam Laporta or Brock Wright lined up all behind Jared Goff. And it was working. And they have completely gotten away from that. They used to hand the ball off to Amon-Ra and jet him across. They have not done that in weeks. I don't know what happened, but it feels like they have gotten less creative as the season has went on for the Detroit Lions. So, all right, let's answer our own question. Can the Lions still win the Super Bowl? I say yes.
I say yes as well, but am I confident in saying yes? Not nearly as much as I was last year and probably even the year before.
Even after the Hutchinson injury?
I guess you're right. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty detrimental. I still felt that they could last year, though.
So did I.
Because I wasn't as high on Philly, I guess, as everyone else was, and obviously I was definitely wrong about that, but I was not nearly as high on Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think this year, if they win the Super Bowl, it's going to be because the defense is just like lights out, and the offense did their job.
And the defense has been great.
Yeah, the defense
through injury.
Through the secondary injuries, the defense has been really good. Beyond what most people expected. I think you and I were both pretty high on the defense coming into the season. Just once Aleem McNeil came back, all the pressure they were able to generate, DJ Reed coming in, and that safety duo in Branch and Joseph, it's just about as good as you're going to get in the NFL. The problem is Kirby Joseph didn't practice again yesterday, and it's like, oh man, is this knee thing going to keep him out even longer? Because I don't know if they're going to need him against Washington with Marcus Mariota as the QB. That would make him out for a month because this would be the 3rd game he's missed with the bye in there too. They're going to need him against Philly, I think. Because Jalen Hurts, as much as he's not like dissecting the field, he takes the deep shots. So Kirby's going to need to be back there against Philly. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter has the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple, with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. Yiter Insurance Group will be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's Thursday. It's 11:15, which means it's time for my favorite time of the week. John's here. Kyle's here. We're going to go ahead and do a triple box for the YouTube. It's time to do our NFL Week 10 spread picks. This is like the trap line of the week. Why is it only 3.5? That's way too sus for me.
They're going to beat Jacksonville by a touchdown. I don't care if they have to go overseas to do it.
This is like disgusting football, and I want no part of it.
NFL against the spread.
What's up, fellas? We're back.
So glad to be back.
Hello.
I like this handheld mic.
It's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know how good I sound. I think I sound all right.
You sound fine.
Sound good, man.
I
Thanks,
like
man.
the handheld mic because it's like, I don't know, I get a little looser when I'm just holding
a little
something.
loosey-goosey.
All right. Well, let's recap how last week went. Not so great for yours truly. Good week for you guys, though. John, you went 3-2, right?
I did.
You went 3-2. Kyle went a whopping 5-1, which puts him in first place.
Yeah.
With a 28-20 record. That is firmly in first place. I'm in second with a 25-23 record. John, still work to do to get to 500, 20-25.
Hey, we're getting there one step at a time.
Yeah, 3-2 week.
Keep coupling those up, I got another one in me.
Yeah, more if you go 3-2 the rest of the way every week, maybe you'll get back to 500 by week 17. All right, let's start things out.
Can I say something quickly before we get started?
Please say whatever you want.
I hate all these picks this week.
Okay.
Like with the amount of teams that are on bye, the amount of underdogs that are like home underdogs this week, all of my picks on the board, I think I'm confident in about one of them. So I just want to put that out there.
Didn't you say that last week and went 5-1?
No, last week I actually loved the picks. I had 6 of them.
All right, so what is this, a PSA to not tailor your picks for everybody?
I'm just saying, I don't feel like if I am to go 1-4 this week, am I going to be shocked? No, because I don't really love my picks, man. I had to sit here and really think about it. I debated between some. I'm just letting the people know.
That's good.
What about you? You feeling confident this week? I'm like middle grounds. I'm not overly confident.
I'm confident in 3. Not my 5.
All right.
Oh, that's not very good.
Well, if it means 3-2, I'm all right.
No, you see, you're so far behind us that 3-2 is not good enough.
Again, we're in week 10, or as the Google Sheet indicates, copy of week 9. And when we get to where I need to put 6 or 7 picks down to get me back, I will. But right now, I'm going to rock with the 5 and rock with what I feel confident. Then I'll overextend in the final weeks when I need to narrow the gap. But hopefully, if I keep consistency, I won't need to.
The first game we've got is Thursday Night Football. You guys can listen to it right here on 100.9 The Mid. It's an AFC West showdown where the Broncos at home are favored by 8.5 against the Las Vegas Raiders. You see Denver just broke ground, another step in getting a new stadium. I didn't even know they were trying to build a new stadium.
And they need a dome or what?
I don't know.
Well, what's wrong with their
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think they needed one. Yeah, that's what I thought. But there's this whole – they haven't started construction or anything, but they finally got a approval that this land is where the new stadium's going to be. It sounds like we're still 5 years out.
I mean, I would assume it's going to be a dome, right? No new stadiums are getting built that don't have roofs on them at this point, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Is it publicly or privately funded?
I don't know.
All right.
That's big news for John.
That is big news.
The weather of these games and then the funding of the stadiums.
That's what I care about.
Here's the thing with this game. I'm not picking it. Raiders-Broncos, 8.5. The Raiders will for sure cover. But I am just not picking it.
Pick it. Then why are you saying for certainty? You can't say a certainty and then not.
No,
pick it.
That'd be like
exactly
if I
what I
didn't
just did.
That'd be like if I didn't have this as a spread pick, but then my lock of the day was one of the spreads.
Correct.
True.
So you're out.
Yeah, I'm out, of course.
Me too.
I'm out as well.
You've had a good track record with Thursday night. At least you have.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I didn't
was a winner last week.
I didn't feel good about it this week, so I stayed away.
All right.
The morning games are back. The Germany games are back. Woo! This should be the Lions, but it's not. It's actually a good overseas game for the first time all season with some real implications for both teams. Falcons kind of back against the wall situation. Colts, you don't want to lose 2 in a row after trading for Sauce Gardner. The conversations about you are going to go off the charts, and all of a sudden that 1 seed that you held on to for so long is very much in doubt. So Colts favored by 6.5 overseas, taking on the Falcons. Who's playing?
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out. These games are just too weird.
It's the Falcons, and it's overseas. That's enough for me to be out.
The teams that he does not like to bet on, yeah. Yeah, I'm out in this game. I thought about it, like, Falcons are coming off a tight cover. Colts are coming off a loss. Maybe they're going to be able to score by a touchdown, win by a touchdown, but nah. These Sunday morning games, I just don't love.
All right, I'm out as well. Jets hosting the Cleveland Browns. This one opened at Jets by 1.5 just because they were home. Cleveland is now 2.5-point favorites, a full 3-point swing.
Well, because of the trades.
Because of the trades as well, I'm staying away.
Yeah, call me Mascus, but I'm all over this game. I was hoping this would be the Shadur Sanders is starting for Cleveland game, right? Cleveland's coming off a bye, resetting as a group. That's not what they're doing. They're starting Dylan Gabriel after, just some of the worst Cleveland offense. And that's saying something for their franchise as a whole. But Cleveland media being like, yeah, this is the worst the offense has been, and we know bad. But no, let's keep rocking with Gabriel. I think this is a game where the guys that are inside that Jets room that are underperforming, that still have, I think, more talent than what has shown itself in the record. You say you are what your record says you are. It's a Bill Parcells quote. But I think there's going to be guys that step up that didn't get time but now will get time with the Jets trading guys away, or kind of going to play angry and kind of look at this as a game that is winnable at home. And I'm going to take the Jets plus 2.5. I believe in their quarterback more, and I've seen this Jets offense put up points. I know Cleveland can defend well. I know that they can't put up points. So if it becomes a shootout and the Jets have been able to score points even in losses, I think that the Jets will take this outright. Don't even need the points, but I'll take the points at plus 2.5.
Consider me all set. I'm good.
Yeah. Consider me all set too, Ben. I thought about taking the Browns minus 2.5. I mean, talk about a team that is waving in the white flag to tank more than the Jets right now.
But they can't do that. You know how many times they've waved the white flag to tank and then
and then
couldn't
they lost
do it?
out on Trevor Lawrence a couple years ago.
They don't know how.
What a big loss.
Yeah, man.
They don't know how. And it's week 10.
stinks.
It's week 10.
What would their franchise look like with Trevor Lawrence? Probably the same.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm out on this game. No, thank you.
Okay. MetLife. Always a great time. All right. The next game, 1 o'clock slate. We'll stick in that. It is, wow. The Saints taking on the Panthers.
See what I'm saying, man? All these games just are so tough.
What world am I living in where the Carolina Panthers are favored by 5.5 over anybody? That's how bad the Saints season has gone. Panthers 5.5-point favorites at home against the Saints. No, thank you. That's too many points. I don't think the Panthers should be favored by anybody by that much.
Yeah, and I was with you, and that's why I considered taking Saints plus 5, and then I realized, why would I bet on the Saints? So I just stayed away completely.
You're not on the mother shucker train?
I'm not. No, I am not. You see that the Saints, I think it was like the third least amount of time a team has had the football, like time of possession-wise, in that game against the Rams in NFL history. They legit just didn't have the ball the entire game. Crazy.
Yeah, they go 3 and out every time.
Yeah, it was really bad. I'm out on this game.
That's good. Dude, you say the Panthers, why are they favored 5.5? They have a winning record, no?
They're 5-4.
There you go. Winning record. I'm not on this game, but hey, you're questioning why they're favorites. They're a winning football team, man.
It's Rico Dowdle. Hey, I do have an interesting number for you guys, though, because this played into my picks a little bit this week. Because we saw all the favorites 2 weeks ago, and it was 2 weeks in a row where the favorites just dominated. Last week was the week of the underdogs. They went 9-5 against the spread, and they went 6-8 overall on the money line. 6 of 14 underdogs just won outright last week. So
telling me the Saints are going to win?
But that's why I'm like, does this mean we return to the means a little bit and it gets back to the favorites, or does it mean the underdogs are back? I don't know.
That was what was, kind of intriguing for last week, and I got lucky. You said only 5, favorites covered. I had 3 of the 5 because I bet all favorites in my 5 last week, but it was an underdog-heavy week. I just had the right favorites.
Yeah.
Or enough of them.
All right, if nobody's playing the Panthers-Saints game, the next one we got is the Buccaneers and the Patriots. I think this is the best game of the 1 o'clock slate, maybe even all day.
This is an awesome game.
Wow, Giants-Bears, come on now.
Ravens-Vikings?
Nope. No, I'm very intrigued by this cross-conference matchup. Patriots and the Bucs. This one's going to surprise you guys. I got the Bucs.
Oh, he's going against Drake May.
They've won 6 games in a row here, guys. That streak has to come to an end at some point. And Drake May, there's kind of been a recipe to get to him lately. 17 sacks for last 3 games. Tampa blitzes more than everyone in the league other than just 4 teams. So, look, the Patriots have the best run defense in the NFL in terms of the total yards. Tampa doesn't really run the ball all that much, and it seems like Bucky Irving's going to be out again. Baker's going to throw the ball 45 50 times this game. It's at home. I think Tampa Bay puts the Patriots back in their place. Still, I think one of the best teams in the AFC, but Tampa, I think the veteran squad kind of gets it done at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm riding with you, Ben.
Okay.
I'm going Bucks minus
boys.
2.5. Bucks are also coming off the bye. I think you did mention that in your rundown. So, yeah, I'm going with Tampa minus 2.5. Believer in Baker. He's won me more money than not. And wow.
Oh, no, fellas. We're all in on this game. We're all in. Tampa Bay, I got the Bucks minus 2.5. Look, I'm from the simple
Can I change my pick?
No. I'm with you, Ben, on the simple reason of, logically, yeah, Tampa Bay, they're still banged up despite coming off the bye. Bucky Irving probably out. Chris Godwin is still out. New England's playing great football. Patriots are just going to lose. You know, they have to lose. Teams don't go on these humongous win streaks, especially teams that aren't actually truly contenders like the Patriots. And then you look at their upcoming games after this game. It's versus the Jets, at the Bengals, versus the Giants. They're going to go on a 3-game win streak after that. So they're due to lose a game in between here, and it's going to be this one against Tampa, and I'll take them minus 2.5.
Nothing gets me going like the reason that they're just due.
Hey, man, it's got me in first place, so I don't want to hear it.
I told you nothing gets me going.
A lot of my logic is really behind that kind of stuff.
Hey, the reason you're due, it's a reason to keep going on as a person in life, Nothing's going my way, but
yeah,
hey, I guess I'm due, right?
I'm due, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've lost.
I'm due to get a girlfriend at some point, right, guys?
Someone might love me at some point in my life. I'm due.
I was going to make a blackjack joke, but yeah, we can go there too. Ravens minus 4.5 going up against this Vikings team in Minnesota. I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, just on your last point of blackjack, the preferred game of media members is solitaire, by the way, or how do you say it? Solitaire, whatever it is.
How do I say it?
You don't know how to say solitaire?
Solitaire, thank you.
You've never played solitaire.
They don't play that in New York?
Is that not a thing?
I have friends. Why would I play a game by myself?
It's also it's an old person game.
Yeah,
so but it's also like who hasn't played a game of solitaire? You're telling me you've never played?
I have. It's just what are we doing?
I think it's kind of fun once in a
Stephen
while.
A. No, he's talking about the Stephen A. stuff.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. It's not
out.
fun during the NBA Finals.
But Mina Kimes says it is. Kendrick Perkins says it is.
They can all get lost.
Anyways.
Hashtag ad.
Anyways, I am in on this game. Give me the Vikings plus 4.5.
Wow.
Look, the Ravens are coming off a huge win against Miami. People forget that the Ravens' defense still stinks. They just played against the Dolphins. Minnesota at home. Coming off of a big win against Detroit, I think that the Vikings are back personally. Not saying that they're going to win this game, but I think they keep this within a field goal. So that's why I'm going to take the Vikings plus 4.5.
All right. Bills taking on the Dolphins. Fellas, there's a few things that are certain in life. Death, taxes, the sun coming up in the morning, and Buffalo just smashing the hell out of the Dolphins. I've got the Bills here. I know they didn't cover the first time around on that Thursday night football.
In life, though.
They are 14-1 against Miami in their last 15, though, with an average margin of victory of 14 points. So I will be taking the Bills here.
I'm out on this
Not
game.
A lot of thought put into this one.
10-point favorites on the road is I just never want to get involved with that in a divisional game, so I'm out.
I'm out too.
Giants at Bears. Bears are 4.5-point favorites.
Pal, don't break my heart here.
What do you mean?
Don't pick against the Giants
What
again.
do you mean?
Don't do it.
John, not only am I not picking against the Giants.
Oh, my God.
I am picking the Giants.
Let's
Give me
go.
New York plus 4.5. Look, Chicago is coming off of a basically game they never should have won against the worst defense in NFL history in the Cincinnati Bengals. No, that's not hyperbole. Ben actually broke it down earlier in the week. So this Bears team is clearly frauds. This Giants defense is better than Cincinnati's by a mile. And I don't know, the Giants have gotten blown out 2 weeks in a row. What, they're going to get blown out 3 weeks in a row? That's not how that works. Come on. Give me the Giants plus 4.5.
So we're saying the Giants are due, huh?
The Giants are due to not get blown out, yes.
Man, when Monangai has 150 yards rushing, you're going to be sorry. But hopefully you're right. Hopefully you're right.
Yeah, well, they almost lost to the Bengals with Monangai having 150 yards rushing.
I'm pretty sure Dow could field a better defense than the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's what I'm
could.
saying. I just think that the Bears almost losing that game against a Bengals defense like that is unreal. So give me the Giants plus 4.5. Not saying they're going to win. I think they keep it close.
Did you hear the stat? They're the worst scoring defense in the NFL history?
Who?
The Bengals.
Really?
33.3
Their
points.
worst ever. I wasn't even joking. And the
Yeah.
Bears almost lost to that team. It literally took them doing a worse defensive play ever to win. So, yeah, give me the Giants plus 4.5 here.
All right.
All right.
Next game, Davis Mills Bowl. Texans at home taking on the Jaguars. Jaguars are 1.5-point underdogs
This
on
kind
the
of is
road.
the long neck bowl. Trevor Lawrence has a bit of a longer neck, too.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's what I always think about when I think about Trevor Lawrence.
Well, that's what you think about when you think about Davis Mills, man.
Giraffe.
It's like Mike Glennon out there.
What a pull.
I'm out.
Me too.
Yeah, this is the third straight week that the Texans have been 1.5-point favorites.
Nice.
Just odd. I'm gonna pass on this. They've split it both times. I'm gonna pass.
Jaguars got it done the first time around, 17-10. That doesn't sway anyone's opinion.
I do like to look at that stuff when I am picking these games in the divisional things. Teams that you feel like they are just due to split as well on the season, but no, I'm out on that.
Cardinals taking on the Seahawks. Jacoby Brissett, baby. It's the starter for the Cardinals. No more Kyler Murray. Seattle's coming off a big-time win against Washington. That's part of the reason they're 6.5-point favorites. A lot of points for a divisional matchup, but I'm out.
Yeah, if Kyler was playing, this would have been my sixth pick. I would have rocked Seattle for a second straight week because I had them on Sunday night, and that was over by the end of the first quarter in terms of winning that bet. But I'm going to stay away just because Brissett has made the Cardinals look better in recent weeks.
Crazy that we're this far removed from Kyler Murray being like a productive guy. You'd feel better about them if
it's just what I've seen.
Betting against them.
It's just what I've seen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So these teams
for
played earlier in the season. Seattle won 23-20, close game. This is why you talk about Jacoby Brissett is better. They've looked better than with Kyler Murray. Give me the Cardinals plus 6.5. This is my least favorite pick of the week, by the way. Just letting everybody know. But Seattle is coming off of like a humongous win against Washington, and then they had to follow it up with going to face a divisional opponent in Arizona who they beat in a close game the first time around. I could just see this being kind of a classic, like Seattle's offense is a bit slower to start off than they were in the week prior. It's a tighter game than expected. Jacoby Brissett keeps them in it, and so I'm going to take Arizona plus 6.5. A little bit too many points. If it was 5.5 or 4.5, I think I'd stay out, but it's a little bit longer of a line than I thought it would be.
All right, next game. It's the Detroit Lions taking on the Washington Commanders. On the road, the Lions are favored by 8.5. John is 4-4 with the Lions picks. Kyle's 3-5. I'm 5-3. You have to play the Lions. Kyle, kick us off.
Yeah, I finally got a point back on you guys last week. Every time I went against you guys, I would lose. And unfortunately, I did win with the Vikings covering. I wasn't very happy about it, but this time around, it's 8.5 again. Lions on the road, man. Once again, these teams on the road being favored by so much is scary to me. But the Lions don't lose 2 games in a row. Not only do they not lose 2 games in a row, but they rarely don't cover 2 games in a row either. I think this has got blowout written all over it. Give me the Lions minus 8.5. They're going to bounce back against this Commanders team. No Jaden Daniels. They're going to start the tank, and it starts this week. So give me the Lions minus 8.5.
John?
It's still the second largest spread of the week, and that's the Lions coming off a loss where, you guys said it on Monday's show, man, they didn't do anything well. That was kind of the takeaway. That's how bad the Commanders are. They look terrible in primetime on Sunday night, and the Lions are going to win by double digits. It's very simple. It's funny because when you looked at the preseason and when we were talking in training camp, this was going to be a really intriguing game. Obviously, Washington knocking Detroit out last year. No intrigue at all. Detroit's going to roll them.
I went back and forth on this one a handful of times this morning. Detroit can't run the football right now, guys. And I feel like 8.5-point favorites is just a lot for a team that can't run the ball out if they get a lead, right? That feels like...
Can't run the football? I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs just had like 150 yards 2 games ago.
Couldn't run the ball last week. They had 65 yards last week as a team.
It's one game.
And this Washington team,
they're due.
And this Washington team has been pretty good at stopping the run this season. A little all over the place in terms of the stats, but Bobby Wagner's just been, he's been Bobby Wagner. 82% of the tickets, 82% of the cash was on the Lions, which kind of made me nervous. But then Kyle brought this up. Following a loss, the Lions don't lose. In fact, they score 31 points per game over the last 3 years when they are following a loss. The Commanders have scored 21 total points the last 2 weeks against 2 good defenses in Seattle and Kansas City. And Mariota, get this. What would be a ridiculous number for a completion percentage when under pressure?
Oh, just throwing out?
Throw out a guess.
10%.
Yeah, no, that'd be terrible. It's not quite that low.
Probably like 35%.
Yeah, Mariota's completing 40% of his passes when
it's
under
really
pressure
bad.
and has a 6.4 turnover-worthy play percentage, which is amongst the top in the NFL. Aiden Hutchinson's the king of pressures. So as long as the Lions can score like 24 points in this game, I think they will cover just fine.
Yep, I'm with you. So we're all in on 3 picks. Or, I mean, on 2 picks,
Twice.
excuse me. That's not good, boys.
Maybe thrice, depending on these games coming up. Rams, 49ers. They played earlier this week or earlier this year on Thursday Night Football in a shocking matter when the Rams were 5.5-point favorites at home. The 49ers and Mac Jones got it done. This time around, I think the Rams seek revenge. I'm taking the Rams minus 4.5. I feel like I'm getting an extra point here. Rams are playing arguably better than everyone in the league right now. Number 1 passing team in terms of yards. Number 3 in terms of the sacks that they've generated. PFF's number 1 run blocking grade. I don't know if anybody's playing better quarterback right now than Matthew Stafford. So Brock Purdy gets 30, talk dirty. Rams by 4.5, baby.
Wow.
Is Purdy starting or Mac Jones?
Who knows?
Yeah, because I'm under the guys that Mac
truly, who
Jones is
knows?
playing. If it is Brock Purdy, how about this for quarterback takeaways? We talked about it with Kyler and Brissett. I'm going to pick the 49ers here, and I felt we were going to have division with this game. But I'm picking the Niners here. If it is Purdy, maybe don't play this on Sunday if you're watching it then. But for right now, I will play San Fran plus 4.5 as one of my picks. I saw what they did on Thursday night. I saw what they did last week against the Giants. Rams are great. They're coming off a great win against a team that is really bad in the Saints. I think this time at home, may not even win, like we've said, close divisional game. I got to have them at least in a 1-possession, a 3-point game here, and 4.5 is just going to be too many. So I'm going with San Fran. But if it's Purdy, I feel less confident.
Head-to-head, huh?
Yes.
Obviously, we remember this game from a while back. This was a Thursday night game where the Rams were major favorites over San Francisco.
5.5, not major.
I mean, I feel like that's major favorites in a division game between McVay and Shanahan, personally.
Okay.
Anyways, and Mac Jones and the 49ers just won it outright. So that's why I stayed away from this one. I don't really know what's going to happen with this game between the second time around, so I'm all good.
All right, John and I going head-to-head.
Let's go.
Steelers, Chargers. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. That's the Sunday night game. Chargers 3.5-point favorites in SoFi.
Yeah, and it's your boy, Aaron Rodgers, on prime time.
Don't ever say that.
Sorry,
please.
your boy, Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh, yeah.
Sure, I'll take that.
I'm out on this one.
I'm out as well.
That makes 3 of us.
Oh. Thought Ben might rock the because you have 4. I thought you were going to rock
So you guys are both in
Chargers.
on this Eagles-Packers game.
Yeah, I see both of us only have 4 picks. You got to have a minimum of 5.
Interesting.
Heading into Monday Night Football. The Eagles are on the road in Lambeau, taking on the Packers, who are 2.5-point favorites.
Why?
Great question.
That's what I want to know.
I'm saying. Why?
How is that? How are the Eagles let me know. Is it snowing in Lambeau? Because it might snow here in Midland on Sunday. Is it snowing?
I did see that. It's supposed to snow here in Midland.
Is it snowing?
That would make me feel better about the Eagles.
Well,
I
even
think
so,
we're getting-
I need a reason. I don't know why the Packers are minus 2.5.
I think we're getting 3 free points in this.
Me too.
I've got Philly.
Me too. Kyle?
I'm out on this game, yeah. The reason why I'm out on it is because this is the Packers, man. They like to fool all of us. They play good in prime time. That's what they've done all this season. They played terrible against Cleveland and Carolina, and then they get on prime time a couple weeks ago against the Steelers and kill them. So that's why I wanted to stay away from this game, because I was like, is Green Bay just going to do this again where they play bad when nobody's watching against bad teams, and then they get on a Sunday Night Football and play good against a good team? So that's why I was like, it is sketchy. It's too sketchy of a line for me to get involved. I'm out on it.
I think we're just getting free points in this. You're making
Yeah.
why? Why
I
are
just
they
don't.
favored?
I
They're
don't know.
defending Super Bowl champions
Yeah.
off the bye are dogs.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Against a Packers team that just lost as a 14-point favorite against Carolina.
That's what I'm saying.
At home. It's not like they're this invincible team at home.
I just don't get it. Unless the NFL on Saturday says, hey, the tush push is banned, I really don't know what would be the reasoning here.
No, you guys
Where
are
do you
right.
think the money is? Because that would be the only thing that concerned me, and I didn't look.
I can check right now because I have it pulled up, because I would assume it's got to be on.
I've got it.
It's on Philly.
Yeah. A lot.
Heavily on. It's
Philly.
heavily on Philly. This is why I was sketched out by it. It's just like, why? Because I agree with you guys. Why are they favorites? And it seems like a lot of those times that it's the why are they favorites game, I like to pick the other team because it's so confusing. But I didn't this time. I just stayed away. I'm not betting on Green Bay.
It says 39 in overclassed overcast clouds. Is it really going to snow in Midland on Sunday?
There's a chance.
Why do you?
It's not supposed to get above 40 degrees. It's going to be cold.
Oh, why? How? Okay, first of all, why'd you check that? And why'd you ruin my day? It's not even noon. And
Dude, you're going to stay inside watching football all day anyways.
Yeah. You're not going to move.
What made you look at that?
Honestly, my dad, because he's like, oh, what's the weather for the Dow game? And I'm like, I have no clue. So then I had to go check the weather, and I said, it's going to snow on Sunday? And then, and then we got into a whole conversation about snow.
And Apple weather's never wrong, so if it says it's going to snow right now.
Yes.
Man, that stinks.
That's tough. That's tough. I feel good about my picks. We're in for the 5 games there, dude. 3 agrees
There's a chance
and
for you
1
to jump
disagree.
back into it.
And then Kyle's got the Giants, which makes me feel really good, you know, Kyle?
Every time I
leader in the pack's got the G-Man.
This is a stat that has no validity to it, but I'm pretty sure every time I've bet in the Giants game this year, I've been right, whether that's with or against them.
I think I'm the opposite with the Falcons.
Correct.
I'm like, oh, for
So am I.
I think the last 3 years, or the last 2 years at least, I'm like 0-9 in Falcons bets. It's the dumbest team ever. There's 2 different versions of them. You never know which one of them's going to show up. Kind of like this Green Bay team. So I'll bet against them. All right. That is our NFL spread picks. If you guys want to tail any of those, we will post that on Facebook here in the next few hours to get a full recap of it. So there you go. NFL spread picks week 10. 2 traditions to close out every single show. Those are coming up when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The MIT. The Midland Area Community Foundation is dedicated to strengthening our community through generosity and connection, supporting local nonprofits, scholarships, and projects that make Midland a better place to live, work, and play. Your donations help fund vital programs in education, health, the arts, and more right here at home. Partner with the foundation and leave a lasting legacy to create positive change for generations to come. Get involved, give back, or learn more at midlandareacf.org. Together we build a stronger Midland, one gift, one idea, and one heart at a time.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
(989-837-6125). Welcome back in. We've got two traditions to close out every show. The first of those is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
So, Lock of the Day did hit yesterday. I think we're still not off to a great start this month. Go ahead and update us, Kyle.
Yeah, you're not actually off to that terrible of a start just because it was this past week that got November kicked off. But yes, yesterday's hit Cade 30 points. That was plus 106, so it brings you to just under 1 unit down in the month of November. 0.94 units down because that was plus money yesterday. So looking to bounce back, potentially hitting today could get you right back to close to even in the month of November.
All right. Today I'm going to the Thursday night football game since there's only one NBA game on tonight. I didn't like anything from that. I'm going to go with J.K. Dobbins, 70-plus yards, or 70.5 yards, whatever we had it down
70.5,
as.
yep.
I think the Raiders' defense sucks. And I'm not breaking news when I say that. Everybody that's watched a Raiders game this year is well aware of how bad this defense is. Denver, they want to keep the ball out of Bo Nix's hands as long as they can, so they're just going to keep giving it to J.K. Dobbins. What'd you tell me? He was like fourth in total rushing yards last week?
Which seems like a bit of a surprise, right?
He just doesn't have like these big-time explosive plays, at least I thought. In reality, he actually does. He just doesn't rip off the 50-yard touchdowns ever, but there's a lot of 10-plus yard rushes for J.K. Dobbins amongst the top of the league. So I'm going to take his rushing yards today, thinking that Denver is going to have a lead. They're going to keep handing it off, and eventually he will end up eclipsing that 70 yards. I just think this Raiders defense is bad. So,
yeah, to my surprise, Dobbins has only gotten under this 70.5 number 3 times this season. Like, he really has just been the yards have been there for him every single game. So I would like when you gave me this, I immediately was like, I think I'm going to fade this, and I still am thinking about it because I'm just a little skeptical about the R.J. Harvey stuff.
he doesn't get the ball still though. He
Right.
scored the last 2
He's just
weeks,
kinda
but
been
it's
like
because
a red zone guy.
Well, he scored the last 2 weeks, but they've both been receiving touchdowns, haven't they?
I think one of them was a rushing touchdown, but yes, one of them for sure was a receiving touchdown.
I think, like, because I have both of them in fantasy league. It's like, okay, R.J. Harvey, like, he's outscored him each of the last 2 weeks, but he also gets like 3 carries a game.
Right.
So in terms of bleeding the clock, if they have a lead, I just think it all goes to J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, he's had a receiving touchdown in the last 3 games and then had 2 rushing touchdowns in the game prior. So he's just been scoring a lot. But yeah, Dobbins is still for sure the workhorse over there. So yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna tail this. I think you've convinced me a little bit. I'm with you that this Raiders defense is pretty terrible. I'm just hoping that Brock Bowers has another big game. That's all I really care about.
It's just one of those ones where you don't overthink it. It's like, hey, the Raiders are bad. Defense is god-awful. Denver's going to have a lead. Just take the running backs over, and it's only at 70 yards. So that is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
The other thing we like to do is guess what Colin Cowherd's going to open with. He takes over at 100.9 The Mitt at noon. Did any of us score yesterday?
No, nobody scored yesterday, and I can't really remember.
Because J-Mac opened.
Yes.
Colin was
yes,
sick.
and he led with New York Jets. That's why. Because I was trying to remember why we didn't get a point. I just remembered that we didn't. But that's right. Colin Cowherd was sick. He said he promises he would be back today, though. That's what J-Mac said. So we're going to hold him to his word and assume that Colin is back today. That means he had the whole day yesterday to really dive into everything to potentially pick a lead for today. 29-25 is the score, Ben. You lead. It is my turn to go first today, episode 112. So there's not a ton of great options today, right? Not a lot of news. You're not probably going to lead with Broncos, even though he does have a bit of an infatuation with Bo Nix and Sean Payton. Not a ton of NFL news. MLB is outdated. So you go to football, you go to basketball. I think we have a Lakers lead today.
Damn it.
I think this is a Lakers lead day. Luka is back. The Lakers are 7-2 without LeBron because I don't know if you saw this during our break, Ben. LeBron James's practice window has been opened.
Yep.
So he's going to start practicing again. Lakers are off to this 7-2 start. They beat Wembanyama last night. How are they doing it? It's because Luka is so good. It's because Austin Reeves has been awesome. So that's what I'm going to go with today, a Lakers lead.
See, you stole my pick.
I did.
And now I'm kind of panicking to gather one together. I totally thought it was going to be a Lakers Open as well.
And now I don't even know what their other options are.
Yeah. Is it? No, I don't think it'd be that.
Let's cut to John, see what his thoughts are.
Uh,
I just realized we still have this camera on John.
What do you think, John? You want to pinch hit for me today?
Sure.
What do you got?
Is it Lakers saying Wemby because Wemby dunked on Bronny? Is that not a takeaway? Is that Lakers?
I could go Wemby, but they lost and he had 19 points.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad option. He's going to open NBA because the NFL's not intriguing right now. He's not going to, unfortunately, touch the Nealon stuff. So,
you don't think it's a preview of Thursday Night Football?
No, that's never how he opens.
If it is, my goodness.
But there's not a lot to pick, you know?
Unless he wants to give his stance on the Jet stuff.
Could
he
be.
He didn't have a trade deadline reaction show?
Wasn't there
He
yesterday?
was gone.
That might be it.
I
Maybe
think that's what I'm going to do.
Maybe just a trade deadline quick hitters, you know?
You know what? I'll just say Dallas. I'll say Cowboys. What on earth is Jerry Jones doing? Because he hasn't gotten a chance to talk about Quinn and Williams being traded there yet. So I think he takes the Micah deal and the deals that they made on the trade deadline day and just kind of recaps everything. I'll go a Jerry Jones open.
Okay. I don't mind it.
Okay. All right. Well, those are our two traditions to close out every show. We appreciate everyone for tuning in today. We'll be back tomorrow. No doubt about it. I want to go over some of this stuff with this Commanders team because, boy, oh boy, do I think the Lions are going to be able to pass on them. I think this might be chapter number 1 of the Lions kind of transitioning into a different sort of offense compared to what we've seen the last few years where they've been run heavy and it's been run to set up the pass. Maybe that starts to flip. It's the pass to set up the run because, man, this Commanders passing defense is just god-awful. So a lot more on that starting tomorrow. You guys can give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook for all the latest news. Facebook's where we get the news. You can get all these stats. We like to post a lot of cool graphics on there. Stay up to date on all your latest sports stuff there. Instagram, so we've got our video content, and then we've got TikTok as well. Just search the Ben Bosscher Show for there. 100.9 The Mid for everyone else. Of course, live on YouTube every day. We always post a video on there as well. So if you enjoy the content, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Share it with a friend. Tell someone about it. If someone's complaining like, oh, this show that I usually watch isn't very good, I don't like it, well, tell them about this show then because I think we try to do non-hot takes. We try to have conversations about it. Sometimes sometimes the takes...
Jared Goff is Tom Brady.
That's not what I said. I said they need to replicate it. And I do think there's some similarities between those two quarterbacks. All right, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Be there, be square, hit the notification button so you don't forget. Talk to you